Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I don't know what I'm doing. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. That's garbage. Mail. I have mail, but I have a little bit of happy mail.
Welcome,
and
Debbie's
those are for the top.
Corner.
Okay, let's go over in his chair and he can get them when he gets home. Anyway, how is everybody doing today? I'm going to go back and check out the chat. I've been rearranging a little bit on my computer and stuff to see if I can do a thing. And I don't know if it's a good idea to do it, but I'm going to try it anyway.
It's delicious,
Okay,
Danielle
welcome in Miss
Vegas.
Ava and Miss Jen and Maureen and Christine and LCECE77. Welcome.
Welcome, Auntie Cootie.
Miss Danielle is in the house. La Christie's in the house. Hello from Virginia. Danielle Vegas, Ruth. Lots of
We
folks.
interrupt our program
Says
to
hi
bring you
two
this
people.
important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
So I figure some of y'all are probably also watching as Simon Hurley is about to start a premiere in like 5 seconds. So you know what I did? I set up a new button. Oh, but it's got the ad. Well, I'm going to mute it for a minute because we don't care about the ad. So once the ad's done running, do I have to mute it on both? I don't know. Let's see if it pops in and let's just see Simon. I'm waiting. I know it's working. It's got another friggin' ad. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all have to let me know if you hear anything. Do you hear the ads running, or did I mute it so y'all didn't have to hear that? Because he has already started his premiere, and as soon as the ad's over, we're going to pop into his premiere. Yeah. So, yeah, I have that set up for y'all. Isn't that great? Fabulous, Debbie and you. Thank you, honey. Good. You can't hear anything or you can't hear the ad. I'm hoping it's where you can't hear the ad because I hit the buttons. I think it's a 2-ad thing. Alrighty. Yes. Okay. So now...
This is a really nice, beautiful lavender color. And I
now
absolutely
you should
love
be
it
able to
for
hear him.
Wintry or Christmas blends like this.
You should
All right,
be
I
able to hear him.
love
And
that.
it's
Blending
actually a
into clear
different
skies,
place
and
than
you
what
get
I
just a
see
little
on
bit
my
of darker
screen.
purple as it overlaps
So
too.
that
Then
is
keeping
good.
this blend
I
kind of
have
softer
another
and
button
icy looking,
that'll
I'm
make
gonna
it so
go
you
in
can
using
see
a little bit
more
of
of him.
out, and I actually have a blending brush for lots of different lighter colors like this.
So how cool is that? Oh, wait, what? It wasn't supposed to do that.
So iced out
There we
is
go.
really light and kind this icy
So you should be
greenish
able to
blue
see
color.
him doing
Welcome,
some
Character.
stenciling and
I'm going
stuff.
to
So I
blend
thought
this
maybe I would have it
in
like
with
up in the corner,
blue
and then I
that
could start
lavender
doing some
color, and
things.
it's gonna
Or I could
create
just let
a
y'all
really
watch him
gorgeous
do
color
his
in
premiere.
between. And I'll just fill in the rest of the areas with iced out. All right, then we'll lift the stencil off and check out those gorgeous snowflakes that you get on your project. I'm so in love with how they turned out. I used really soft colors here to get that kind of wintry
Isn't
look.
that
But you could totally
pretty?
go in with more
I
bold
will
colors if you
definitely
want
be
to,
getting
but
that
I think
one.
this is
Becky says I'd be
stunning.
doing
Now,
better
next, I
if
wanna show you a
I
really
put my
fun
die
way
cuts
to
on the
layer
correct
up
side so they'd
stencils
actually cut.
and shift them in
I
ways you
know,
might not
I've done
think
that.
to do. So of course I could have added a clear sparkly paste right on top of that to make these snowflakes
Okay, so
sparkly.
let me see if I can do
but
this
we're gonna
right and
step
have it
up
just
a
go
little
back
notch.
up into the
So I'm gonna
corner
go
where
in
I want
with
it.
some mint tape. I like
Nope,
to do
it went up,
anything with
so
my
I bring it
pastes
back.
right-
There we go. It didn't do it. One more time.
way it's going to line
There
up
we go.
new
So
snowflakes
there we
kind
have
of
that.
right in between the other
If it
ones.
is too
In some
loud or if
areas,
I'm too loud,
overlapping a
y'all
little
let me
bit,
know
but I
which
think
I
that's
should
gonna be
adjust. But
so
while
cool.
we're
So
doing
lay
this, I'm going to
down,
go ahead
I'm gonna
and
go in with my
open some
trusty
Happy Mail.
mint tape,
This
and I'm going
is,
to
I think I
mask
need to
off
turn
the
him
edges.
down a little bit.
That's going to hold down this stencil
Okay.
in place. But it's
This
also
is
going to
from
keep
Miss
the paste
Crystal
from spilling
Wyckoff. I'm
over
thinking
and
probably birthday,
underneath
but
the
look, she
project.
made pattern.
I
She
like to
made
take
an
all around the
envelope out
edges,
of
but if you
pattern
wanna use
paper.
less
It's like a
tape, you
map.
can
It is
totally
so
skip
pretty.
this part and just-
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead
just
and
keeps the
open that.
cleanup
I don't know if
over
she's
it.
in here. She
Okay, so now I
probably
have to
is not.
choose.
But
we have 3 clear sparkly astro pastes in the line. There's Frostbite, which is completely clear with completely clear glitter. This gives kind of an icy look, which is really cool. And then you have these two, which are a little bit more sparkly. This is Phoenix Feather and Unicorn Horn. And on the packaging of these two, the sparkles have
I wanted
either
to see
yellow
this
and
part,
orange
sorry.
or blue and purple.
Hi, Alyssa.
And I want to use Unicorn Horn because that's the blue or purple, and that's going to give me kind of an icy, shiny look, but it still is clear and see-through. So let's go in and grab a little bit of the Unicorn Horn paste, and I'm going to spread it across the surface. You want to use a little bit less of the astro paste than you would with other pastes, especially with this clear astro paste, because sometimes it picks up the color of the ink. So you can always go in with more, but sometimes if you tint it with color, you can't put it back into the jar because it'll contaminate it. I don't think it's going to do that in this instance because there's not a ton of ink. So then I'm going to use the Simon Hurley spreading tool. This is in the paste tool set. And I'm going to go in and swipe this down.
This is something
to
I
spread
definitely
the
need to
paste
work on
across our
is
project.
getting all
Now,
the things
if you keep
to
going like
go
this and
where
you
I
notice
want
that the
them to
paste
go
doesn't
when I
reach all the
want
way
them to
to
go.
the edge,
But I'm going to
you
just go
still
ahead and
have
show you guys
paste
the
on your
card that I
tool.
got from
You're gonna
Miss
take
Crystal.
your tool and face it a little bit more down
that's
towards your
pretty.
project and then spread. That's going to release the
And on the
paste
back,
and
she's
spread
got
it
a stamp.
across the
This is
surface.
handmade by
And
you.
then once you got the paste
I
fully
went to
covered
the
across
bookstore
the
yesterday and
background,
asked
you
for a
can then
book
use it
on
at more of an
turtles.
upright
The man
angle,
said,
and that's going to
"Hardback?"
scrape any of the excess paste off of the surface. That little bit of ink on the surface didn't
Okay, that's
contaminate my
funny.
paste at all with color.
Two
You'll be able to
slices of
notice if
bread
it's
got
tinted a little
married.
bit,
The
but
wedding
this
was
wasn't.
amazing
So I can
until
put this
someone
right back into the
toasted
jar
the
to
bride
use
and
for
groom.
next time. If the ink
So funny.
happens to tint
Okay.
your paste, which it might
Anyway,
sometime
I am
during this
definitely
video,
gonna be
and I'll show you
watching
then,
the
you
Simon
just take that little bit of excess
video.
and scrape
I
it on a
think-
piece of cardstock, and then once it dries, you can
Well-
use it for die cutting or as a background for another project.
Yeah, I think it wound up
lift
playing-
that right off of our
I
surface.
don't know. I don't
and
know
like
if
I
it's
said,
going
that
the same
little
or
bit of
not.
paper on the edges really makes cleanup super
I just know
easy.
this is going to be fun. He's much
And then we'll
louder.
set our
than me.
background
Okay.
off to the side to dry. And then just
Yeah,
like
the
with
reason
any
he's
one of
much
the
louder
Simon
is
Hurley
because at one
pastes,
point it's like,
spray
I
down
wanna hear
water
what he's
and clean
saying.
off your tools
Welcome,
right
Ronan
away.
Hey,
underscore,
it's
one
Simon.
underscore, actually.
Ronan?
Any of the
Ronan,
excess astro paste
did you
that's
see
left
what
on
I
my
did?
stencil or tools. And it just wipes up super easy from your
We have a
process as well.
we have a
And check out
TikTok
how
up
that
right now,
unicorn
and
horn
it's
looks
also a short on
dry.
YouTube.
I wanted to show you on my
But
iPhone
yeah,
because
it is the
camera totally
Ronan
different and really shows
introducing,
that
actually
it's really
welcoming
special. And I
in
love that when you look at it
Vixen
on, it's still completely
because somebody
see-through.
clipped it.
Such a cool technique to ship the stencil and get
So
new
it is
photos
now
on
there.
top.
It is a thing.
Another really fun
And
way
I
to use
actually I think it wound up being a really good looping one because at the end of it, it's like I'm laughing and I cover my mouth, and at the beginning of it, I'm laughing and I'm covering my mouth. So it's like I can't tell where it starts and ends. I know where it starts and ends, but it's so funny, so funny. But that just went up. So yeah, it is. It's on my YouTube channel now. Let me see. Let me see how many views we've gotten so far because earlier it was like over 60. It's like okay, that's pretty decent. It's at 116 right now.
I like to just lightly mist this on both sides to help it form to the design.
On YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, it's probably not doing too well, but I would love it if you guys would also follow me over there and get me over the 1,000 followers so I can actually live stream on TikTok. That would be fun.
Welcome,
Because I'm not going to do it on my
1994.
phone.
Then we're
I
going
don't do
to
it.
run this right through our die cutting machine. It's not going to feel like a ton of pressure.
What?
but it is
Ronan, what are
embossing
you
that
talking
stencil design
about?
Underneath there, and then once you take this out, check
Remember to like the video. Thank you, Linda.
Now you can see it a little bit, but it'll really come to life.
So
once we
on
add a little
TikTok,
bit of
it
ink down.
says that I
Alright, so
have
to highlight the
11
embossing
views.
in a design
It
like
is so
this,
weird.
you're going to want to
It is so
use
weird.
a
Every time I
domed
post
foam
anything
blending
over there,
tool
one
instead
side will
of
do
blending
well, and the
brush.
other side will
The
not.
blending brush has so many
Anyway,
bristles, it's going to give a nice smooth blend no matter what.
And I just got in.
This will
I just
give you
got
a
in
little
some
bit
more
of a
Ranger
highlighted
stuff.
look
So I
when
think
it hits
probably
the
what I'm
brush.
going to do today,
I'll show
I
you.
can do a
So
couple
you're
of
gonna use
things. I was
a
thinking
little
about
black
either
gloss, which is a
playing
really
with
color
the
from
new
Crafty. I absolutely
one of
love
the new
this one.
collections from
And I'm just gonna go
Sabrina
in start
and
blending.
trying
You
to
see
make one
that
of
it
her
leaves the area around
like
the
lantern
embossing a little bit
pop-ups.
lighter, and it'll kind of
Or I
highlight
could do
those
some
snowflakes a
swatching of
little
my
bit.
new
You can keep
my
blending
new
around,
Ranger
and
Simon
it's
Hurley
just going
stuff that
to
I
give
just
the
got in
snowflakes
today.
a little bit of a
And when I
darker
say I
look
just got in
and
today,
highlight
it's
it
like,
that way.
yeah, it's a
really
big bag.
cool technique, and I absolutely love the effects of it. Just a really quick demonstration of another opportunity to use
I got
this
lots.
stencil.
I got
But
lots
thought that
more
it would be
inks.
cool to
So I think
show
I've
you
got
it
pretty
with
much
snowflakes.
the
These look really
either the
pretty
entire
embossed.
or almost the
Embossing is
entire
something you usually couldn't do with
stellar
stencils.
ink line
So
now,
doing
and
that
of course I'm
really
going to have to
cool
figure out
subtle texture
where to
throughout
put
is
them.
amazing, and
So I got to
another awesome
reorganize
way
things
to use
again.
stencils with your die cutting machine.
And
All right, next
I
I'm
got
gonna show
in
just how fun it is to use coordinating
Phoenix
stamps and
feather?
stencils
Yes.
together.
Phoenix feather.
I love this ethereal.
Oh, I am
trees set
interested
that
in
you
this
can
stamp
use
set. This is
Of
going to be
course,
kind of
even
cool.
though this is a stamp and stencil set,
It's a
we still
stamps and
made sure to
stencil
use
set.
high-quality,
Hel-
made-in-the-US
Hello,
photo
Mel,
pop
say
inks,
what?
so you're
Subscribe
still getting
for.
that really great quality material from the
Yay! Thank you, honey. So she just subbed over on Twitch and did like 3 months in advance. Fabulous. I do that too. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I got 12 new stamp pads, 12 new colors. Well, some of them are new colors, but there's a few of them that are coming to the Stellar ink line that are not, that weren't there before, that were from the original.
Solid stamping.
So
And
I've
what I love
got
about Stellar inks is it
Iced
stays
out,
super solid, but it
slippery
also
when wet,
gets
one of my
all those little
faves.
tiny details
Cookie dough, which
in
is
the tree
one of,
too, which
you
is
cannot
really
retire.
cool. Let's do
One of my
one more of
faves,
these
Ronan
large
says
trees
he
to create
can
tree lines.
retire.
So again, light taps across the surface.
Oh,
And then
by
you
the
see
way,
this one
Ronan, do you know who
over
this
low
is that
image
we're
with
watching up
like
here?
a smaller
Over here? That's the Simon.
a little bit of versatility.
So,
I can take this smaller
Love
tree,
Bomb.
ink it up, and then I'll take a piece
Pompous.
of scrap cardstock off to
I have
the
to remember
side
to put it on the right
and
side.
stamp this down one
Check
time
engine.
first on that scrap cardstock. That's going to give me the
Ivy
first
League.
generation stamping, and then I can bring this
Shady,
right onto my
which is
project
one of
and
from the
stamp it that
original.
second time.
Stupid
That's gonna give me
Cupid.
a much lighter look. This is second generation stamping.
Loch
It's gonna
Ness.
make it look like that's a tree that's a little bit further up
Tropical
the distance,
Tango.
which I really love.
And Crown
You
Me,
wanna
which
build
is
a
another
nice
one from the
treescape like
original.
this,
Hey, Chris,
make
how you
some
doing,
closer
hun?
and some further. Definitely try that second.
Yeah, it
generation.
looks like they have now
It's a great
decided
way
that
if you don't
my
have
channel
many
is one of the
different
ones that
colors
has to have
to get a
everyone's
lighter version of the
handle
exact same
instead
color.
of
Right now,
their name. So yeah, it actually says y'all's name on here now.
Because I
Isn't
want this
that
to look
fun?
like a winter skating scene.
But I think I might do some swatching of that, but I kind of want to do my swatches on
ornaments for the smaller
die
tree
cut.
first.
Well,
I'm going to go right in here.
I could do a
and just
quick
line them up
swatch,
right
and
on
then
the
I
tree.
can
The stencil
play with
is
stuff
see-through, so you
later.
can see exactly where they're going, and you
Yeah.
don't need to line them up
I'm
perfectly.
also
That's
going
the
to be
beauty of
having
these
a
stencils.
new
The
video
ornaments are
up
just
on
supposed
the
to loosely
Ranger
kind of swag
website before
across,
too long. I
so
don't
it
know the
doesn't need to be
date,
perfect. And
but
I'll
I've
go in
submitted
with
my
just a
stuff to
little
them,
bit
and
of
they're
mint
gonna.
tape to hold this in
Ruth
place before we
says,
do
"Stupid Cupid
so
reminds
for
me
the
of the
smaller tree,
name.
I'm gonna go in
Reminds
with
me of the song
Fool's
from
Gold Astrophyte
Princess
color,
Diary."
which is this really
Yes,
gorgeous kind of
yes,
yellowy
I know what
gold.
you're talking about.
A little bit on my little palette knife from the Paste Tool set. And a
I
little
don't
bit
know what's
goes
going to
a
happen
very
when
long
I
way
switch
with
this camera.
You can just spread that
I think
nicely
it stayed
through
right where
the
it was.
stencil. And I
Great.
like to
This
point
is
on
too
this
bright,
palette
though.
knife because it's really easily able to get into that stencil and all of
Oh,
the
he's.
details.
I did get a new
And we'll take
stencil, so
any
I could play with
excess,
stencils
put
while
that
he's
right
playing
back
with
into the
stencils.
jar. Right, then we'll lift
That's an
off
idea.
our stencil. We'll
That
go
would
in
be
and
fun.
Make sure to clean off our stencil in between uses so we don't
So
get
the
that
stencil
paste
I got
anywhere
was
else,
from
and
his
so that it doesn't dry.
new release
What's
that
amazing about any of my pastes
came out
is
not
they're all
long
pretty
ago,
stable,
and that's
so you
this
can use
one,
your heat
which
tool to help
is
speed along the
called
drying process. So I'm using my
Spiral
Ranger heat
Stars.
tool.
I should
I'm just gonna
probably
go
do
in
this. I
here
think that'll be
and
fun.
Heat this project. Just make sure to keep the heat tool kind of moving around so you don't bubble up your paste at all. But it definitely helps it along the drying process.
So I do appreciate
especially
you
when it's
guys
such
being
a
here,
small
although I
area
am a little
like what's on
surprised
this tree.
because
And that
you
looks
have to
perfect.
choose
I just
between
wanted to
me
make
and
sure that was
Simon.
nice and dry
I mean, I
before
know
we do
his
the
is a
other
recorded
areas
video, but
because we'll be kind
still.
of putting the stencil on top of it. All right, next to that gold, I'm going to line up the ornaments on the larger tree. Here, I want red glittery ornaments.
I don't
so
like
I'm going in
cold.
with
I'm gonna be
paste in the
cold
colored
soon.
beesting.
Hello,
Grab a
Andrew.
little bit
Welcome
of that beesting
in.
paste and
But
spread
I
it
don't like
easily
being
through
cold.
the
I made a
stencil.
joke with Nerdy about setting up my OBS,
And
and
then
Nerdy
put
didn't
right
think it was
back in
funny.
the jar
I know,
and
right?
lift off that stencil.
Okay,
And
I
we have
think I am
bubbles
going to make him
perfectly
louder.
stenciled
I'm going
out
to
of
try
it.
to shut up.
This
so
is
y'all
looking
can hear him.
amazing so far. And for this third tree, I'm again going to lay down the ornaments right on top. And here I'm going to use Tropical Tango Astro Paste, which is this glittery teal color. And then we'll go through and apply this right through our stencil. And this is like one of my favorite colors from the line. It is absolutely gorgeous. And when you lift that off, check that out. All right, and what's so cool about these Astro Pastes is they become even sparklier when they're dry. But once they're dry, they're not gonna rub off on your recipient's hand, so there won't be glitter everywhere, because I absolutely love how glitter looks, and I love it on my projects, but I hate when glitter gets everywhere. So Astro Paste is amazing once it's dry. And check out just how cute those ornaments are on the tree. They really create a lot of versatility for the images and using your different pastes and mediums along with your stamping. Let's turn some of these backgrounds into cards by stamping out a couple of the images from the Skating By stamp set. So I'm gonna use the polar bear, this little snowman, and these two little skaters. And then to stamp these images down, I'm going to use my Simon Hurley watercolor cardstock. There's kind of a textured side and a little bit of a smoother side. I'm going to use the smooth side to get perfect stamping. And because I'm watercoloring, I want waterproof black ink. So I'm going to go in with a VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp these down and get a really crisp impression. And stamp it down. Give it some good pressure. Perfect. And I'll follow suit, stamping down the rest of the images onto my watercolor cardstock. Now VersaFine is a pigment ink, so to seal that in, I'm going to go in with a little bit of clear heat embossing powder and sprinkle that right over top of the images. Tap off any of the excess and heat it until it's clear and shiny. All right, then I'm going to take my Simon Hurley and Stellar inks and swipe them down onto my glass craft sheet.
Thank you, Jen. I want y'all to be able to hear Simon too, so I get it. But thank you. Thank you, Jen, for the super sticker.
Tap on a little bit of that color. And
Welcome, Mel
goes
Saber.
a really long way with the Stellar ink.
Mel says, I wanted to make a place settings for Thanksgiving, but I have no idea who is
Welcome,
going
Mara,
to be
Scrappy.
there. There's probably going to be like 20 people. I would say make
Now,
the base,
using watercolor cardstock
if you're using
or
a
regular
specific
cardstock,
kind of design,
like
pattern paper, whatever, make almost all of it, but then wait for anything that has the name, if that makes sense.
And then for anything white, like
and then as soon as you find out, you should be able to get that finished up pretty quick. You don't want to wait till the last minute. I know how many people are going to be with us for Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be me, my mom, me, my husband, his mom, and his dad, and that's it. It's 4 of us.
look to kind of shade
I'll be back. Hello, Miss Mary.
I don't even know if you're seeing it too much on camera, but hopefully it picks it up a little bit. Very subtle, but you can see it more.
That counts as a green. That counts as a blue.
Which is this nice
or is it a green?
I'm going to color that
Loch Ness looks like a blue to
and
me.
His hat has a little bit of white on it, and so to shade that
Mary says that she's coming for Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, honey, I will let my mother-in-law know. It is a bit of a drive. It is in Ohio.
So I use Ice Out for snowy shading and Woof for regular kind of white
Tropical
shading.
Tango, I'd say, is a
with
green.
These other images to color them all in as
and if it's mixed
so
in with a little... Okay, so Loch Ness is a blue, Ivy League is a green, and I think Tropical Tango is more of a green. I'm just basically trying to decide which brush to use.
Along the edges
Your dad's 65th birthday. Cool.
And if you want the color a little bit darker, go in with a little bit less water, and you can bring that a little closer to the edge. Using less
this is
water,
like a teal blue-green. I think this is pretty.
And then we'll color in his gifts with red, green, and yellow.
And it's actually going down a little bit more blue than what I was expecting.
Again, if you want the color more intense on one side, go in with less water and add more down, and that'll give it kind of a shaded look. Then I'll add a little bit of Ivy League for this middle gift to make it green.
I have to look up.
And then we'll use a little bit of Slippery and Wet to finish it off. All right, and here's what all those images
okay, so Mel says, good point. I could write on the cards with Posca markers or something. Yes. My parent went missing last night, and there's not much we can do except post online since last time he traveled. He traveled a mile in just 2 days.
All you have to do is just line the dies up right around the image with a little bit of a white border, and then I'll go in using a little bit of mint tape to hold them in place.
And Andrew's birthday is on December 4th, and he's going to be 48. You're a child. Yeah, my birthday was almost a month ago, and I'm getting old.
So those dies save you a ton of time rather than having to fussy cut these images out. All right, and I want to use this little snowman on top of the stenciled background, but I find that it might be a little bit too busy for it. So whenever I have that happen and I need a little grounding place, I grab a little bit of vellum and one of these stacking shapes. I've been loving the Essential Stylish ovals lately.
So there's that first stencil.
One of these little ovals.
And that's pretty. And we could use the same one again and move it if we want to.
Instead of using white cardstock.
I don't think I want to, though. So this
then
is where
we can
it
adhere the
started.
snowman right down to the vellum using
Yeah, I kind of want to just do the other. But the other is basically the same. It's just going to go over
right
it.
down
Like this
underneath the
one.
vellum under the edge so
Hey!
you can't see it, and then add this right down into our card. And that vellum
Dawn
is
says,
so
hello
awesome
from Kat
because instead
from
of being white or
Casey.
colored
I spent all
cardstock
morning
where
doing
it covers up the
ADHD
background,
organizing.
it just kind of
Yes,
makes
we will
a
see how
little
long
bit
that will last.
foggy in that
Yes,
area
I understand
to
that.
really highlight the
So this is
focal
basically
point,
the same,
but
but it
not
goes
take away
in all
fully
of those
from the
gaps to
background.
make
I
little
love that trick using vellum.
little poinsettia shaped stars. That's what I think of it
sentiment
as.
onto some lavender cardstock from the
These
skating
go
milestone
right
set.
about
And there's a
there.
closer look at my
Gonna put
finished
that back
card.
down
I love
with
this one with that
my
stenciled background
tool there,
using the
but I'm gonna
dazzling
switch
Snowflake
colors.
stencil,
I
and
think
then
I want
shifting it with
to do.
unicorn
I
horn
want to
astro
play with Loch
paste
Ness.
to add a
I'm
completely
sorry.
different look and add
We're gonna
more
go with Loch
snowflakes.
Ness this
It's such a
time.
fun
So this
way to get
is
more
Tropical
use out of your
Tango for the
stencils in a way
light
they
color,
weren't
and then we're gonna go with
necessarily
Loch Ness,
designed
which is gonna
to
be
do,
the
but it looks
dark.
so stunning. And then finishing it off with that adorable snowman really completes it with the skating milestone set.
You can't
Next,
believe
to
he
finish
got
off this
away
scene,
from your
I'm going
husband
in with a
again.
scrap
Oh my
piece of
goodness.
cardstock from my stark white cardstock, and I'll just go in and cut across.
Yeah, this
and
is
create
definitely a
little
nice
slope
dark
that's
blue.
very
Of course, I think
slight
I
on the
also have
cardstock.
got
I
some
don't know, a little something like that. It's almost straight across.
midnight
but
snack
not
on
quite.
here
All right,
too,
and then I
so I'm
trimmed
gonna
down
have
the
to play with
bottom
these
nice
a
and
little bit
straight
more too.
until it looks about like this. To add a snowy
But that's
look
okay.
to the slope,
I'm thinking about
I'm gonna go
taking
in
a
using
couple
little bit of
stencils
ice
and
out
some
ink
inks
and just blend
with me when
down
I
from
go
the
to
top with
Ohio.
our medium ink.
Because
blending
Todd was
brush
saying, you know,
to give
I
it
don't
kind
know
of
what
that
we're gonna do.
icy,
See, we were
snowy
thinking we were
look.
probably
I'm
gonna be
obsessed with
in the
this ink
hospital
color,
a lot
and it is a total
because of his
must-have
dad.
for
Well,
a
his
winter
dad
eclipse.
is supposed to be
See,
being
it just
sprung
creates that
today.
nice kind of
So that
icy
means
look.
we won't
And
be
to step
having
this
to
up
spend
notch
a
and
bunch of
make it
time
look
at
even a
the
little bit more
hospital. So
snowy,
now
you
we're
can
going to be
go
able to
in
do
using
some
the
stuff.
unicorn horn
Todd was
astro
thinking he
paste. And again, just
might
take a
want to
little bit on my
do
finger, and I'm just
some
going
resin
to tap it across
because
the
he's
surface,
building
more
he's building
towards
aero
the
bars
top
for his bike.
to give it that
But he's wanting to
snowy
do that.
and icy look.
But
Bunch
the
of that
curing
beautiful
time for that
holographic glue.
it's
And
going
then
to
sort of
be you have
lightly
to have
tap
it
it down a
above
little bit
70
further
degrees
to blend in with the
in
rest of
order
the
for
cardstock. And that adds so much
in
sparkle and shine.
order for
It looks
in order for
absolutely
the stuff to
amazing.
cure.
Okay, then let's adhere
And
this
it's going to be
right down
cold.
to our background. Line it up.
But he thinks he's figured out
Then let's go
a way
in
that
and
he
add
might
this
be
little
able to get it
skating
warmed
polar
up.
bear right at the top
Jen had a
in between
cockatiel
those
that
trees to
never
really
left my
highlight him.
shoulder
I
and
think
took
that
off
is
landing
so
in the
adorable.
lake.
Really completes the scene nicely.
Aww.
And then to finish off the card completely, let's go in with a sentiment. I like the I come
Road trip,
gifts.
everybody wants
and
to
to
go
get a
see me.
perfectly crisp sentiment, I'm gonna
Okay,
go in using
look
my
at that.
Black Widow ink
Is that
and
pretty or
Stellar
what?
ink.
I do
Really
want to
lightly
play with
tap
the
onto that
new
sentiment, and then we'll
with the
stamp
paste
that
though,
right
and since
down
this is all blue,
onto
I want to
the
do this
snow
one.
underneath the bear.
I gotten this one in a little bit ago and haven't
And here's
used
a
it
closer
yet.
look
Yeah,
at that
it is
finished
great
card.
news.
I
The main
love
reason
how
they
we
kept
used
him in
the
the
ethereal
hospital
trees
so
coordinating
long
stencils to
was
create
because
this
they knew that once he went
absolutely
home,
gorgeous
he was
background,
probably
using the bobble
never
stencils on
coming
top of the
back.
tree to get a ton of beautiful
He's
shine and
actually
ornaments.
doing.
And then finishing it
It's
off
epoxy
with the adorable
resin,
polar
and
bear
it's
from the
basically
Skating
because
by
he's doing
Hand set.
carbon
I love
fiber
this
work,
image
so it's
so
not the
much.
same
It
as
brings such a big
regular
smile to my
resin.
face, and I can't wait to send it
Which
out.
was the second color?
Alright,
The
next I'm gonna show
darker
you
one
another
is
really
Loch
stunning
Ness,
way to use your stencils that you
and the
might not
lighter
always think
one,
of. And this works really well.
assuming
with
that I
Stellar
did it
ink
right, was
because of that foam
Tropical
pad.
Tango.
It
Thing is, the
releases a
brushes
ton of
also
ink
still
on the
had
surface,
blue
which is
and green
exactly
on
what you
them
want.
because I
So
go
I'm starting
color
off with the
families, so
lightest
it's
color that I'm
possibly
gonna
a
use,
blend
which
of
is
those.
clear
But
skies,
right now,
and
this
I'm just going
looks
to
really
drag
nice.
this
The
right
Tropical
across that
Tango
stencil
does look a
to put
bluish
a bunch
green.
of ink down onto the surface.
It's more green
Moving
than
on,
the
we'll
teal
go
that I
into
have
our
for
next
these
color.
guys.
Here I'm going to use
And
Midnight
this has
Snack.
also got a
We'll
little
swipe
bit of
this
green in
right
it
next
too,
to
but it's
Clear
got that.
Skies.
It just I
Doesn't
think
need
it's
to
so
be
pretty.
perfect at all. Just get lots of ink
Carol
down
found my
there. And
TikTok
then lastly, I'm
page.
going to use 100% juice.
Well, it's okay. It's
Love
called
this color
Crafting
combo
with
together,
Debbie
and I'm just
because
going to
Debbie
swipe that
J's
up
Crafting
top
Corner was
right
too
above
friggin'
Midnight
long,
Snack.
but I
And although
am
it looks
Debbie
a
J's
little bit
Crafting
like a
Corner
hot mess right
everywhere.
now, you'll see the
If I'm
vision
not able
in
to
just a
do
second.
that as the
So
actual
next I'm going
name,
to
I do
take
call
my water,
everything
and I'm
Crafting with
just going
Debbie if I
to
can
mist this down
because
to get those
some
inks
places you
moving
just
onto the surface.
some places the
I
name
always
is just
say
too long.
you want the ink to run and blend together. Once it's starting to do that,
I
you
haven't
know
paid
you have
attention
the
what
right amount
Simon's
of water
doing.
on the surface there. Then
That's
I'll bring
pretty.
in my Simon Hurley
I do like that
watercolor watercolor cardstock, and I'm going
I know
to
what he
flip
did,
this
and that is
right
very
down
pretty.
onto
We
that
could do that
watercolor
too.
cardstock. And then this part
We
is
could definitely
important.
do that
I'm
too.
going to go in
But I want
with
to do
some
what
paper
he
towel,
did, and I
I'm
want to
going
add some of
press
this.
down the design.
Do I want to do
This
it over
paper
the light or
towel
over the
is going
dark?
to sop up any of the excess ink that's coming out of that stencil to keep your design nice and crisp. It's very important to have
kinda
this
wanna
as
do
you're
it
pressing
under
that design down. Otherwise, you're going to get bleeding inks
I'm gonna
underneath,
put the
and it's
sparkle
not gonna stay
over the
nice and
dark.
crisp. And because we use so much water for this technique, that watercolor cardstock
So I'm just laying
is
it
super
back up
important.
right where
So
I
you wanna
had
just
it,
give this a
and
minute,
we're putting
let
our
the
little
inks kinda
magnets
soak
down.
into that watercolor
And
cardstock
let me get
before
out
we
one of
lift
my
it
little
off, and we don't want
tools to get
puddles
some of
or
this
moving
out.
inks around. All right, and you can kind of tell
I know
when it's
someone that
ready,
works with
and we'll
epoxy
lift this
resin
right
needs a
off the
paint sometimes.
surface.
Yeah.
All right, and once
Well,
that's all
Todd has
dry,
been using
check
a
it out.
lot
I'm
of
absolutely
plastic
obsessed with
wrap
how it looks,
to
and you
wrap
can really
everything
see
in
that Simon
place,
Hurley watercolor
and
cardstock
asking me
held
to
up
be there
super
for
well with
being
just
his
a
third
little
hand
bit
at
of flipping,
times
but we
because
used so much water on this. I definitely recommend using a watercolor cardstock, to help it not warp or get kind of ruined underneath
Okay,
all that water.
so you
And
can
you'll get a
see
little bit of a different
it's
look
already
every
changing
time.
color
If your design
because
isn't super crisp, maybe use
it's
less
picking
water.
up what was
if you
on
didn't
top.
get enough ink on the surface,
So I don't want to put this back in, but now I've got some that is basically Loch Ness color.
I'm going to use this Tim Holtz decal edge trimmer. I find that I pull this out a lot during the holidays because I like that kind of finished decal edge.
Okay, I'm going to take out another one just to get out some that's clean. I haven't heard back from him yet, but I did message him, so I will let you know as soon as I hear anything.
And then check it out. That decal is really
Because I'm hoping we're going to be able to do something.
It almost looks like torn paper.
So for you guys that don't know, yesterday we had Evan from...
It's unique all the way around, so if you want to move
we had
it around,
Evan from Scorch Marker on, and that's where you can use stamps. I mean, you can use stencils and such to be able to create wood burn look items without having to deal with the actual
inks around the card. So I'm just going to go in with the same exact colors that I used on that
Okay, it was a different form.
Here I'm using 100%
I'm doing actually a different form for each week. So I had the wrong one still in there because when I'm setting up, when I'm scheduling things on YouTube, it basically uses the details from the last time.
I'm blending on top of where that color is stamped on.
So hopefully that's going to be enough.
A little bit of midnight snack on each edge, and then I'll finish it off on this side using a little bit.
So it's got it. If you go back to the, if you go back to the video replay, it should have the correct link, and I did double check it, and the link that's down in today's is also the correct one.
Lighter, so
because I tested it before I went live.
Where it's lighter.
If it does not work again, let me know.
Check that out. It really
but it should be the correct one on there.
If a card looks a little bit unfinished,
okay, so I have some extra here.
Do I have a container? Trying it. For the focal
I'm gonna have to use that on
use
something. I think I may just make a piece of cardstock.
I think we released this last year.
This one. This one I did a mixture of the opaque paste from Ranger and an ink. Actually, it was actually a archival ink.
I'm just going to use these three snowflakes.
But I can make some
so to do our die cutting, I'm going to use my little mini Scout die cutting machine that I created with Spellbinders in this beautiful black color, which is nice and sleek. I love this
now he's talking about the Scout, and I think I'm going to take that with me also.
It's a large machine, but it's nice and portable for your desk or to take on the go. And to die cut these out, I'm going to go in with my Sarkwood cardstock for these two smaller snowflakes, and then for the large snowflakes, I'm going to use.
I mean, that was just made with using some of the unicorn horn
and die cut these guys out.
And
we'll awkwardly stare at each other as we run them.
That's real pretty. Okay, let's lift it up.
All right, that is absolutely perfect, and it cut through like a dream. And then we'll pull these little snowflakes out right as well. And I'm just going to use a little die pick to pop out.
So now all of those are going to be nice and sparkly.
Like I said, you can use any of these
and I am
going
to put him big screen for a minute while I go and take and put this in sink and go ahead and wash it off because I don't want this adhering on there because it's hard to scrape off when we do. So let me hit the button and hope it works.
Are right in between like that. So you create two complete.
There we go. I'm going to mute myself. Oops. Not another ad.
Protocols? Grainger has the safety pros to call. Shop our vast inventory of safety products at Grainger.com. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of applying and never hearing back? Let's turn your resume from looking like this to looking like this. And you can do it under a minute thanks to Adobe Acrobat. First, upload your current resume in Adobe Acrobat. Then click edit.
That kind of sucks. I am going to mute that for a minute so y'all don't have to hear it. I hope. But yeah, because that kind of sucks. I am listening now to an ad and I don't like doing that. I don't want to do that. Okay, so... Okay, is it done? There we go.
A ton of your card, but you still want the idea of something there, and it works really well with this snowflake image. And my film camera does just about the worst job capturing that shimmer and shine. So let me show you on here. That unicorn horn astro paste is so gorgeous on top of that snowflake. Like I said, a true winter must-have. For the sentiment, let's jump into the Skating By stamp set and pull out the little Let It Snow sentiment. And I'm going to heat emboss this on some navy blue cardstock. So I'll use my anti-static powder tool to make sure there will be no powder where we don't want it. Then we'll use a little bit of Versamark clear sticky ink to ink up my sentiment and stamp it down onto the cardstock. Then we'll sprinkle on some white heat embossing powder, tap off any of the excess, and then I'll heat set this until it's nice and bright white. And there are not dies for the sentiments in this set, but let me tell you, they're super easy to cut out. You could either leave this on a rectangle of cardstock, or I like to just go in with a little fine detail scissors and just cut right around the sentiment, leaving a little bit of a border, and this just helps give it a nice finished look. All right, then we'll go in and pop the sentiment right below the snowflake on some foam tape. And then finally, we'll add this all to a card base. I'm gonna go in with my top folding pre-cut and scored stark white card bases. All you need to do is pull this out of the package and score it down. And you've got yourself a card base that's nice.
It's delicious,
and all you
Auntie
gotta do is add some adhesive down to your card panel. And
Okay,
add that
so
right
I
down
am
onto your card
back.
base. And here's a closer
I'm
look
also
at the finished
not
card.
100%
I
sure if
love
this
that
is going to
background
cause
technique that
any
we
kind of a
created
copyright
using the dazzling
issue.
Snowflake stencil
I'm
and stamping
thinking
with it
I
using
may
our
decide
styler inks. It gives you
to.
a completely different and
I know that
reversed
YouTube is
refreshing.
supposed
stencil
to
Thanks, Auntie
start
Cootie.
letting
Just
us do
absolutely stunning. And then finishing
more
off with the
reaction
layered
type
snowflake
videos,
set.
but I still haven't
That is
figured out
such
how
a
they're
great
doing
focal
it.
point.
It's
And
like,
I love
what?
that we added a little bit of unicorn
So I
horn
may
paste
wind up
to
just
really
making this
bring
one
that to
as
life
a
with a ton of
VOD
sparkle.
over
I'm
on
obsessed with how this
Twitch
card
and
turned out,
not have
and
it
I can't
be
wait to send it out
available. But I
during
am
this
going to
winter
leave it up
season.
at least
Last but not least,
for the
I
rest
wanna
of the
create a
week.
card using this
And that is
streamlined
so that you
embossing
guys can
folder
get
as a
the
little
word of the
bonus to show you
day
how it
and put
works
that in there.
with
But
these
you need to
images
put your
because
word
it
of the
is
day
so
in there
amazing. So I'm
by
gonna go in
no
with my
later
Stark White cardstock, and
than
whenever I'm doing a 3D embossing folder, I
Sunday.
like to go in and just
Let me
lightly
get you the
mist
word of the
cardstock with a
day,
little
'cause
bit of
y'all
water.
want
This
that, I
helps
think.
prevent cracking and helps it mold to the design a little bit easier. So if you have a problem with your cardstock ripping or cracking, definitely try this before embossing. Then I'm gonna go in, and what I love so much about Spellbinder's embossing folders is they're quite a bit larger than an A2 size card.
I love
so
this
you really
embossing
have
folder
a
too.
lot
It's
of
so
room
cool.
to decide where you want to put it on your
Okay,
project.
I need to get
And
to
I'm
the right
thinking right about
page.
there is good. I like that a lot. And to do a Spellbinder's 3D embossing folder,
So Terry
you'll take
says
out
I've wanted
most
to
of the
get
plates,
into resin
except
due
for
to
your A
Miniverse
platform
and
base.
Mini
Then you'll go in
Brand.
with a 3D
Those are
embossing
things I haven't
folder,
heard of
and then
before, but
right
I
on
did
top,
do a
you'll
little
do
bit
the
of resin
D-adapter plate,
a
which is
while
this
back.
hard
I
gray
still have
plate,
I have a
and place that right on top.
It goes
Then we'll
bad
run
if
this
you
through
don't
our
use
vacuum
it soon
machine
enough,
to
so I
emboss the
probably need to
design.
use
Every
this
embossing
stuff.
folder
I've
and
got
machine
like
is a little
2
bit
gallon
different, so check
jugs.
with your manufacturer
Because you
of the
need an A
folder
and a
and
B, so
machine
I've got
to
those.
make sure that it's going to work. But
Because
this
I
is
was
the perfect
planning on
sandwich
doing
for
more
Spellbinder's
resin
3D
stuff, and I
embossing
haven't
folders
done any more.
inside of the Platinum 6.
I've done a
And
couple
then
of
when I open
mugs.
this
I've
up,
done some
check it
coasters.
out.
I've got
This gives you
molds to do the
such a
things,
cool
but I just
embossed
haven't
design.
had the time
I
to
love
do
it.
all the
It
extra
creates these really
things.
great line details
Okay.
all over your surface.
So
Looks like
word
they're
of the
skating
day
or
for
skiing
today
all over. Then
is
you also
gonna
have
be-
little tiny dots of
Let's
like
make it
ice or
share.
snow
I like that
along
one. We're
those
gonna have the
lines
word
to
of the
add
day
even
today
more
is gonna
cool
be
texture.
share.
So you can flip it around for the deboss side, or
I'm
keep it
changing the
textured with the
date on there,
embossed
'cause I just
side.
changed it
I think
from
this
what it
folder
had
is
up here.
So cool.
But that's
I'm gonna trim
good.
this down with my decal trimmer again.
Hi,
So just go
Passion. How
in
you
and
doing,
trim it down
honey?
a little bit. And this gives it that super cool textured edge and adds a little bit of
Okay,
interest.
those are good.
And
I
again,
actually made a
can't
couple of
resist
videos
adding a
making
little bit of
some
depth and dimension.
make
And for this
some
snowy,
of those
glowy,
Make It
icy look,
Miniverse
I love this
foods.
new iced out
Yeah,
color.
those things are so
I'll
tiny.
take
I don't
this
know if
on
I
my
could do the
medium
tiny
ink blending
things.
brush and just
see what
blend
happens
it
when
a
I hit
little
this
bit onto
button.
the surface, starting from the edge. This gives it a nice soft icy glow, and at least gives it a
So
little
we've got
bit
him
of
back
color
up here,
rather than
but
leaving
now
it
he's
just
smaller,
blank
and you
white.
have some of
But
me on
a
here.
little bit
So
of color
yay.
around the edge is
Okay.
absolutely perfect.
So what I
Now,
think,
after all, it is a
this is
wintry
my
card,
opinion,
so I want
guys,
a little bit of sparkle
is that
and shine as well. So I'm
I
gonna go
think
in
that
with
the
Solar
reason
Sprite in the
that we
color
wound up with the
Neptune, which
new
is this beautiful
color
kind of
of
blue
paste
iridescent
is
color. Now,
because
you'll notice when you
this
don't
was
use
not
this for a
dry
while,
enough
I had
yet.
this on its side, so all of the mica settles
It
to
was
the side.
really, really
There's a
still
little
wet.
mixing
So
bowl
I think
inside of
that's
here,
why. But
so
look,
be sure
this is
to
not
shake
dry
it
yet.
up
I think it's
really
almost
well
dry. But
before
look
you
at that
use it.
shine.
That's going to mix
Isn't
around
that
the
pretty?
mica and make sure that your straw doesn't get
I think this
clogged
is
at
so
the bottom.
pretty.
I like
So
to
I'm
think
gonna
of
move
this
this
as my
stuff
little
out of the
crafting
way
workout.
for it
It's
to
like
dry a
shake
little
weights
bit
for crafting, but you got to shake your
and
solar
clean up my
sprites.
mess before it
Once that's
before
all
it
mixed
dries.
together and you don't see any mica at the bottom, we can go in and mist this down. And I'm going to go in and just lightly
And
mist
I
this
need-
across
I
the
need-
surface.
this is what I
You'll
need.
see there's a ton of mica on my surface here.
Yeah,
So I'll
it
just
is
go in
very
and clean it
pretty.
off
I
with a
love
little
the
bit of water.
paste. I don't use them enough, but now I have more
But
colors
this
to
creates
use,
such
and I
a
have
cool
more
effect
inks to
because
use.
looking
I
at
am
it straight straight on, you don't really see silver
So
spray.
I definitely want to do some swatching of all the colors.
And then when you
And
tilt
if you
it in
guys
the
are
light,
interested
you
in
get
that, we can
all
do
of
that.
amazing, intense colored shine. How cool
I do not
is that?
have the
So
things
again,
in
none at
Simon's
all.
new
And when
collection.
you tilt it, you see
I
all
was
of
not
that.
one of the ones
It's
that got included in
absolutely
that one.
incredible. It's really
I
hard to capture
think
on my main camera though, so hopefully my
probably-
iPhone was able to show you what I'm
probably
seeing in real life. life, but the shimmer is absolutely amazing. And I mean, how fun is
Put
this?
one of
Then
the
you can
videos
take
in your
little
Promote
guys
Yourself
from the Skating
channel.
by stamp set and put
Okay.
them really anywhere.
Simon
along
Hurley
these lines. I
workout.
think right in the center though, along
Terry
this line,
Cooper did
is gonna be
something,
perfect.
and Ruth is saying to promote
cute.
herself.
And then for the
Okay,
sentiment,
what did
I'm
you
gonna
do,
use
Terry
the sentiment
Cooper?
that
I'm
says
missing
skating by to
things.
say hi. And to keep it festive and nice and crisp, I'm gonna stamp that down using a little bit of Ivy League ink from my Stellar ink line. Really light taps onto the sentiment is going to get great ink coverage, and then I'll stamp it.
So Ruth
right
made a
down.
couple of videos doing
Perfect.
those
And I love that that
things.
color now matches the scarf that we watercolored.
Jen
in.
has
It'll go
started
in
but
and
hasn't
super
gotten very
easily
far.
for us to cut right along that sentiment.
Yeah, and one
then
of
we'll
the
add
things
that
is like
sentiment down
it
front and
would take a
center
lot of
and to our card.
for
And
me.
here's a closer
It would
look
take a
at
lot
that
of
finished
editing
card.
time.
It's so simple
And
but yet
resetting
so
up the audio,
adorable.
the
That
video
streamlined
equipment,
embossing
all the
folder
things,
goes
because I've got
really
my
well with
computer
these
right here.
skating by
Everything is set
images
up
and creates
perfect.
such a
As it
cute
is,
card.
I think I'm
I love
probably
going to
have
along
to.
the texture of these lines that the embossing folder creates, and you can
I
keep
may
it
wind
really
up
simple, but it's still
having to take
adds
an
lots
extra
of detail
stand
to
and
the
stuff
background.
to
So a really
Ohio
fun
if I
way
want to
to
do
pair together
anything
products that
there.
you might already have
So I don't know that I'm going to
along with the new
actually do
stuff
much
in
up
this
there,
launch.
but
All right,
I
well,
did want
thank
to
you
come
guys
on and hang
so
out
much
with
for
you guys a
joining me
little
for
today,
today's
since
launch.
I'm probably not
I
going to
really
be here
enjoyed
next
sharing
week.
this small but mighty collection with you.
I'm not
and
gonna be
showing
here
how it
next
relates
week.
to other products that I've
I
launched
can't speak
before,
words,
and
I'm
really
sorry.
diving into those stencil techniques. Leave a comment down below letting me know which card from today's video was your favorite, and also down there is a full supplies list to everything
he's
that
been
I
on for almost
used
an hour?
and all the
What?
new products that just came out, and using those links
40
helps support me,
minutes.
so I really appreciate it. Thanks so much again for spending time and crafting
Okay, it
with
was
me,
probably a
and I'll see you
30-minute
soon
video
for
because
another
when he
card
came
making
on,
and
he did
crafting
have
video.
that countdown
Have a
to
great
begin with.
day. Bye.
We may wind up with some folks coming in because you know what? Elizabeth was over there and Bethany was over there and other folks. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down and we're going to get back to regular stuff. But isn't that cool being able to slide it in like that? One of the things I'm thinking about doing for next week, if I can get it set up, is setting up where I'm going to show some of my older videos or some of our other live streams that you guys may be interested in. Maybe do mostly Christmas stuff, because I know that any last minute Christmas card making is going to happen right now. You will have a good time. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I do plan on stealing the in-laws' car and driving to meet with Miss Elizabeth, but we still have to plan on that one. And someone, I think it was Linda, I think Linda said that she is local up there in that area too. So we need to figure out, I need to get confirmation. I can probably check my my mailing list and see where, and then see if I can figure out where is the center point, so nobody has to drive the majority, if that makes sense. Illinois. We do have Vanessa who's in Illinois. Just scrolling down the people that, doesn't look like there's anybody else in Illinois from this batch. Why am I saying Illinois? I mean Ohio. Ohio with the O's. And there's none. Okay, let's look on this one. Linda Gorman is in Parma, and that might be what I was thinking of. So I'm going to look that up real quick and just see. If it's somewhat close to Columbus, maybe the three of us can get together for lunch next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Why is that not working? I did copy and paste. Why did not copy and paste? Okay, so let's see where that is. Scrolling out, scrolling out, scrolling out. Oh, she's much further north, I think. I'm thinking that she's going to be further away, but if she wanted to, we could try to do it. Directions from my in-laws, so I can see how far it is. That's still about 2 hours. Okay. I'm gonna have to put I'm gonna have to put both of them on a map. Okay, I need music. I think I need music. We're gonna do some music. There we go. But yeah, I'll have to reach out to Linda and see if she wants to get together and everything with us. So what do you guys want me to do? Do you want me to do some swatching of the new colors that are new to me? That, of course, Elizabeth has already done all the things. I kind of want to. Y'all have to tell me. And Todd left the windows open. It was chillier and it's starting to warm up. Right now, it is in the house. Well, no wonder I'm getting warm. It's like, it says it's like 80. Well, dang it, I should have done. You want me to play? What do you want me to play with? What do you want me to play with? I'm gonna go shut the windows real quick and turn on the AC. At least a couple of windows. The one in this room for sure. Because it was nice and chilly last night, so we didn't have to. We haven't had to run the AC so far this morning, but I do need to turn that on. And he'll come home this afternoon and say, "Hey, it's too cool in here. Why do you have the AC on?" I said, "Because I was hot. And I need to be cool when I'm crafting." In a couple of days, I'm going to leave the others for now because it should be blowing straight on me. And then the fan. Okay. "48 degrees. Honey, I don't like cold." Becky says I had to break down and turn the heat on. Yeah, I was breaking down and turned the AC on because, yeah. Well, it does that. This is the time of year that any day, it's like you guys have at the beginning of fall, where some days it's hot and some days it's chilly, so you have to go back and forth or not have anything turned on. Jen says, "I volunteered to house sit in your..." Well, you know, you're not down here to be able to do it, so... And Chris needs to turn up the heat. It's getting hot in here. Okay, so somebody said that they wanted me to play. And, I mean, if I want to play, I could play Fortnite. The one thing I wanted to check is that there is... I've had the Game Pass thing, and apparently they just raised the prices on Game Pass so that it would include, supposedly, so it would include the Crew Pass. The Xbox Game Pass is supposed to include the Crew Pass in Fortnite. So it's like, well, since I forgot about it and it's already charged me for this month, I should probably go ahead and at least try to get the thing, right? And it wasn't wanting to do, so I finally got it to work this morning. I played a couple of rounds, and it's like, they've friggin' made clones of Homer Simpson. It's like, this season, this mini season has been very, very stupid. But, you know, that's okay. Stupidity is sometimes okay. I have to clean off my desk. My desk is a mess. All right. I don't know what y'all want me to do. Play with dies. And Terry Cooper says it does. It does what? Okay, Alyssa says, "The other night, my room heated to 81 degrees, so I had to turn the AC on." Yes, exactly. That's like, according to Todd's thermometer that does outside and inside, so we can know it's for his plants mostly. It's supposed to be like around 81, 82 degrees on either side. The AC says it's 75. I like to keep it in here 73 or 74.
Or lower?
Somebody wants me to do some guy cutting, so I will go ahead and pull out my... Trying not to make a mess. We could do this one. I was thinking about the other one with the poinsettias, but kind of want to do this one because it's all these colors. And let me get out another piece of... I had some pieces of cardstock, and there they are. Okay, I wasn't sure where I put them. Oh, one thing I didn't show you guys yet. Y'all had asked me before about the Sizzix Prism stuff. This is what it looks like on black. And then we put it on some white.
Chat got a lower score.
And here it is on the white. And you can see those blue and pink iridescent flakes in there. So pretty. But again, I don't really use it, mostly because it doesn't go with the things. All right. Yesterday I wanted putting everything into my into my little scrap bin because I just didn't have the time to clean up. I did get a video recorded last night. I've got one more that I need to get recorded, and I need to plan out what I want to try to do for next week for y'all. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Some things I can probably do from Ohio because I am taking my laptop. I think that's probably... Chris says, interesting. Just at embossing it, it's good. Okay. So this would work better if it was on watercolor. Well, I could grab a piece of watercolor paper. Do I have some out? I don't know where it is. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put it on regular cardstock. This is going to pick up that pretty color that was still left on the paper. And I'm letting it just soak it all up. And this is just regular Nina Solar White. Yeah, that's another thing that I need to do. No working while away. Enjoy family, please. I know, but you know what? What are we going to do? Ooh, look at that. It's very soft, and it is prettier than what you can see. That is a really pretty color. Okay, I'm going to let it dry. Kelly, how can I reach you? I think you're reaching her now. I mean, Todd has a point. It's where I was trying to figure out. We really thought we were going to be at the hospital a lot, and there's really nothing you can do at the hospital. You can't really do it unless they've changed the rules since the last time I had to go to one. That's where you can't do anything with your phone. You can't do anything with technology. You just sit there. So I was going to bring a book. That was about all I knew I was going to have time to do. But I do plan on spending time with them. I won't have as much of distractions or as many people as distractions as when we went to Kentucky, because it's going to be just the 4 of us instead of, I think it was like 8 or 10 of us. Let's see, Sean and Beth, their 2 kids, and their significant others. So there was 8 more. There were 10 of us. All that's the thing. It's like if you were doing something, you always had somebody to do something with. In this case, it's going to be me and Todd and his parents. And his dad can't do a whole lot. I think he thinks he's going to go fishing, but that ain't going to happen because he just got out of the hospital. Okay, I said I wanted to do this, so we're going to do this. And some of it I understand. Some of it I have ideas as to how I think it's supposed to work, but I'm probably not going to assemble everything. I think I'm going to be basically just cut out the pieces that I know how they're supposed to go. Like these are going on top of each other. This one is part of the front of the base because you've got multiple pieces. This is so pretty. I can make a card just by that. I'm getting that. That's my problem. I take a look at this stuff that Sabrina has created, and I see the pieces, and I know what I could do with that specific piece. This one would be fabulous on the front of a card by itself. Let's see. Do I still have scraps that are glitter? I don't remember if I have glitter scraps. Here's my glitter scraps. I have very little bit in my glitter scraps, but I think I have more in this bin that has way too much other stuff in it. I mean, this does not belong in there. This is my heat tape that needs to go in the other room. This is so that I remember to put this on the back of that wood round that we did, although I've already put away the rest of my wood stuff. These go on the back of my cards. Lots of stuff in here that does not belong. Okay. Terry says, I see a Christmas wedding just looking at those dies. I know. This is actually from Sabrina and Scrappy Tales. And I don't know what it's called, but it's part of her new collection. The reason I don't know for sure what it's called is I have not labeled mine yet. And it doesn't say it, but it does have the picture. So you know that you've got all your stuff together correctly. So this is some gold, but I don't want gold glitter. I want white or silver glitter. Although that is very pretty too. I don't know if I've got any gold, any white or silver in this. I do have under my desk, I do have some glitter cardstock paper pads, so I could definitely do that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I've got the little ones in my desk. I think I'm gonna try to use up the big ones. Let's see what's in this pad that no longer has a cover. So we've got gold, we've got silver. Do we have blue? Now this one is, okay, we've got silver. Is this one silver and white? Are they both the same? I think they're both the same. Okay. I'm going to grab out one of these silver pieces and took more pieces off of that pad. This thing is coming apart, which is good because I need to use it. Okay. So, I think I want to have that on the top. Up on the housetop. Okay. And then I'll need... I think I want to have a blue underneath it, but I'm going to cut them out one at a time and we're going to see what we think. But I think for this one, I think I want it in blue. Yes, I have to start putting things away. And I'm going to have to organize my stuff again because I'm starting to run out of space to put all my things in these little drawers. Yep, they don't want to... Right. Okay. I still have too much stuff on my desk, namely my inks that need to have a home that don't have a home yet, because I literally went down to the mailbox just a little while ago and went and got them because, yeah, I wanted them and I wanted to see and the things and yeah. All right, we're going to take my old and bust. No, that's the new one. I'm afraid to try the new one. Where's my old and busted? I guess I'll take my new one. I don't know where my old one is. I'm gonna use this, my pretty thing, to cut this out so that it cuts first try. Because this does have some intricate pieces on there, and it's glitter cardstock, and I know. I love this Christmas song of What Child Is This? Mary, did you... I know. There's so many pretty Christmas songs.
To the gods of the craftosphere, be with Debbie J as she makes this card. Be with her to make sure she doesn't misplace any card pieces or dies. Blessings from her crafting family.
Thank you, Terry. You're silly. I think I'm still tired, so I do apologize, guys. Okay, I hope I didn't warp that thing too much. Because I told you, I have another one of these that the plastic part warped, and that's why it broke, and now I don't know where it is, because I probably put it somewhere where it didn't belong. But I can also see my die is now warped from going through there because it was so much pressure. I don't think that that was designed to go through this machine. But it did cut through perfect. Just to make people smile, I make myself a fool. Oh yeah, hun. Believe me, you're not alone. I have done that. Well, I do that all the time. So what is everyone's plans for Thanksgiving? Okay, these are going in this drawer because I need to be able to get into my tools drawer, which is what I just put stuff in, and this is just not going to be able to close, and I know it. I need this. This is what I need. You're cooking. Okay. Jen says, Terry Cooper, you make me laugh loudly. Yes. And I am catching all of these. This has got some pieces that you could possibly use as embellishments, like snowflakes and things. Like this one here is a big one. If I get it to come out without ripping it. But look at this one just by itself. We've got three snowflakes out of that top bit. And then we've got some flourishes. So you can always use the parts that you take out of things. A lot of times I don't. It really depends on what they are. But you can. And these little dots are pretty small, so I would not be one of the ones that would be using all these little bits. But the snowflakes, yeah, those could definitely go on the card in a different spot. You can put them on the same exact card if you want. And I'm using the brush end to try to get out all these little pieces, but I can't hold it. Yeah, there we go. This is faster than me trying to poke them all out. I used to think you're supposed to roll it, but that doesn't work. So it's basically when you go back and forth like this, it works. Here's one of the flourishes, another little snowflake. Alyssa's going to her daughter's house for Thanksgiving. Fabulous. Jessica. Where's the Jessica? Chris says that sounds great, Jessica. I think Passion is Jessica. I'm going to have my Papa and Grandma Passion coming over and have Thanksgiving food and dessert on Thanksgiving Day and visit with them. Yes. Well, usually my in-laws come here because it's warmer in Florida than in Ohio. And I've only been to their place in Ohio a couple of times. I think this is going to be our third trip up there. Usually we'll wind up going to Austin if we go to visit them. And most of the time they come here. But since Craig got sick, we haven't been able to do that. I mean, there were also a lot of years where we didn't go to either place. Not for these holidays, but like in the summer. We would go on vacation with them wherever it was that they wanted to go with the rest of the extended family. So we've only been to a couple of places. The last place that we went to Ireland with them. So it was me and Todd and his folks. I think that may have been the only trip that we've taken with them since we got married. I didn't realize that. Because the first one was when we went to Germany. We went to Long Beach. His uncle lives in Todd's uncle lives in Long Beach. So we went there for Thanksgiving one year. We like to be places where it's not cold. But since Craig's been sick, there's times a year where he can't travel. So that's been the problem. Poor guy hasn't been able to travel, so we need to be where he can be. And it's usually basically where he got stuck at because, yeah. Hey, Bethany, I saw you in the chat over on Simon's. We were live here too, by the way. I had parts of his video up. All right, so we got that. If we were to put it under, I'm going to just show you under with gold underneath. That is pretty. What do y'all think? Should I make this one silver and gold? Or should I use blue underneath it? Because I was initially thinking blue, but I also don't think I've got any big sheets of blue cardstock. Kind of thinking gold. So this piece isn't big enough either, but that gives you an idea. I think that would be pretty. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it with gold. I wasn't planning on doing that. Let me grab out one of these sheets of gold. And the other die. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. And I'm going to be good. I'm going to actually take out the Sizzix machine and use that precision base plate with the Sizzix machine so that I don't warp things. And this doesn't feel like it's as tight as it was in my other. So I think that may be part of it. It's just that the precision base plate is just a little bit too thick to go through easily, going through the Spellbinders machine. So I think it is where I need to use this with my big kick. Yeah. And for the most part, it can cut out like butter. Okay, there's a little bit at the bottom, and I probably just didn't get a good amount of pressure there. That's okay. Okay, so our silver is going to go over the top. Like that. And it looks like there are some pieces here that I need to pop out. So let me get my tray back out. Okay, somebody had more FOMO. Bethany says, I need to make things, but I have no spark. Was trying to watch Simon to get spark back. Just ended up with more FOMO. Yeah, I get it, honey. So I need to look at his things and see what else do I need to get when I place my next order with Ranger. And as soon as I know that the video is coming up on their channel, I will be letting you guys know that, because I did finish that one. I got it submitted and they liked it and I'm happy and all the things. Oh, look at that. So much glitter. Oh my god, so much friggin' glitter. I'm kind of thinking foam. I'm gonna get a piece that doesn't have any adhesive, with the adhesive not exposed, and see what would it look like when it popped up a little bit. I mean, I think it's gonna be gorgeous, so I think I might do that anyway. But let's say, yeah, I think I like that dimension. So y'all can't really see it, but down here, let me zoom in a little bit. I think that's at my max right now. But down here, it's like it would have a little bit of depth there, so you'd have a little bit of a shadow behind it. I think that would be really pretty. And I'm thinking these would these are some foam dots. It is a little bit thicker than my regular, but I think that is what I'm going to do. And I know that the foam adhesive is going to stick better than if I try to use liquid, and it would stick faster. I just have to make sure not to cover up any of those holes. If I want this one to be, excuse me. One of the things I wanted to do was try working with the whole idea of it being a tunnel card. I haven't decided 100% on that, but if I want to do that, I do need to go ahead and try to fold at the places that are supposed to be folded. I don't know if I can do that without scoring it. Actually, it's not too bad. Sometimes I'm not sure if the deboss line is going to be enough, but this time it looks like it was. So that's good. I was able to get it to bend without even using my scoreboard. Okay, so one side is folded. I'm also cheating and using the edge of my mat so I can make sure that the line is straight, and that worked good too. Yay. Okay. So now that's what the front of the card would look like. So now I would need to build these sides and the back. And let's get the rest of the dies out so I know what I'm doing. Did I just mess that up? I think I did. That's okay. I think I put... Yeah, I got a little bit of that shimmery goodness on the back of this paper. That's alright. Now I have to find the rest of my dies. Okay, so these are the dies for this one, because that's all that would fit on there is those 2 dies, because those 2 dies are big. Of course, now I lost the other one. Oh well. And then we've got the rest of these. Oh. All right. What did I do with the other die? It's a big enough die that I know I'll find it eventually. Okay, so what all did you need to make, Miss Bethany? Inquiring minds want to know, hun. I think there was another die on that sheet, wasn't there? I've lost my mind again. What's bad is I know I haven't gone anywhere. It should be right here, and I'm not seeing it. Did not go in the drawer. That scrap goes over there. Did not go in that drawer. Alrighty. I mean, I moved it out of the way because it looks just like this. I knew I moved it out of the way. Okay. Because there's supposed to be a couple of side pieces, and I don't see the side pieces on here because I think it was on here, but I don't see it. Do I have to rewind my video to see what I did? I may have to. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen says, see, Debbie J, you're tired because you've been working so hard. That's why you need to just take some family time next week. Yeah, but then y'all will forget about me and you won't be back. I won't have any friends. You guys will leave me. Bethany has a couple of shirt designs and a couple of all over HTV designs to create digitally, but also want to go create a card because I also have to clean the house. But definitely not no idea. Oh, you have no idea why you're burnt out. You have not been letting... Well, I also know that you do bookkeeping stuff too. So you do all of the things. That's something I might work on while I'm in Ohio because I haven't had time to do mine. And mine has been... yeah, I am very behind on it. Where the heck did I put it? I'm trying to distract my mind enough so that I find the things I'm looking for, and it's not working. You know where it was? I have this stack of paper, and it's right there. That's the one I was looking for, but it's still not the piece I thought I had. Because I thought that there was a piece that go beside, but we don't have to have it, I guess. I know that there's one in the other die set. I will have to look and see if it's supposed to be included in here, because this is the thing I was looking for. And it's the same size. But I thought there was one in both sets. And all it does is basically make it for the part that you're going to fold that's on the side, to make this into kind of a shadow box. That I'm going to cut out of some white cardstock, assuming I can find my white cardstock. Here's some heavyweight. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. You never forget me. Why, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Appreciate it lots. But yeah, I've got a lot of things that I can do besides physical crafting. It's a lot of computer stuff that I need to get done. And I may do some of that. Just depends on time. I may not get done. And I am going to try to rest. I promise you that. I do intend to rest. Which just means I may not get as much done as I'm hoping to get done while I'm gone. Because I definitely... Oh, Sharon, no. I definitely... I think I had more energy when I got back from Kentucky because I pretty much unplugged. And... that has been the first time in a very long time that I'd had time to do that. Aw, chillax. We'll be here waiting here with arms wide open, honey. Well, the thing is, I keep promising y'all things and then I can't get them delivered, and I can't get them done. And that's why I feel bad. I don't like to say I'm going to do anything and not actually get it finished. Okay, so I'm going to fold on those little lines. There are a couple of debossed lines in there. Okay. And this is the first of this one that I've made. I think the last of her shadow box things that I made, I think it would probably have been one of the books, and I haven't done that in over a year. Time is time. But I believe the way that this is going to work, I don't really want that piece to be over, so I'm going to actually have it attached on the inside there. Okay, I think. Is that right? Or does it go this way? I don't have a clue. There are a couple of different ways that you can do it, and I know it. If I do it this way... Okay, this will actually work. If I do it this way, that gives me a piece here to be able to attach things, and then this will go for the back, and it'll still fold flat. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use some double-sided adhesive. I think I'm going to use score tape this time instead of the other that I've got. Score tape is sometimes stronger. And we've got it where I'm going to be trying to make it stick to glitter. Speaking for myself, I don't care if stuff lag because you still make it happen. Oh, thank you so much, honey. I do need to work on the membership site some. Somebody had posted in there saying, once I got something done, they were going to do something. It's like, well, I haven't actually updated the message. Some of the stuff's already done. So I did add another comment, but... Oh, one thing on there is they added badges. So I'm started adding badges to your names in Spark. So if you are a founder, if you're one of the people that got in to the free membership before the end of July, I think I got everybody through that point. That was my goal. I've got you with a founder's badge. So it'll show up in your profile, so you can take a look at that. I don't yet know how they're planning on having it so that we can see each other's profiles, because that's what I would really like to be able to do. So you could look at people and say hi and message them and all the things. I know there are things that people have talked about having added, and I know that the folks that are developing it have said that these are things that they plan on doing. However, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, let's use one of our magnets to hold this down so it doesn't move. And try not to rip anything as I do it. So this is acting as my third hand. And I want this to be right up against the edge there. I think this is gonna work. Okay. So now that's going to fold. It's actually folding the wrong way. Folds this way. There. I'm glad I can fold things back and forth. Be right back. Gonna make myself a quick lunch. Exactly. I did that right before we got started. Okay, so that folds in there. This one's going to fold this way. I'm going to attach the back. And now we have this little piece here that we'll be able to put something else in there. So it's going to have this little accordion fold on the side. So it can pop up. Okay, so now I need to do the other side, make sure I do it the same way. So. What size glass board? This one here is the new one. Let me show you. Let's go all the way out. That's not all the way out. I did a new all the way out look. Can I make it bigger? Okay, so this is the full thing. So this is actually, the marked parts is 12 by 12. So you can put 2 sheets of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper side by side. We've got an extra inch on the sides. So it measures 14 by 26. So this one is this is the scrapbook craft mat. That's the one that I have now. I have had a smaller one that was not, it just wasn't a right size for me to do video. This is actually perfect size from when we have this, because you guys can see the whole thing and it makes me feel like I have more space. My Tim Holtz came to about here. So this is the amount of space I was working with before, meaning you didn't see the top, you didn't see the bottom, which means I had less space on all 4 sides to be able to work with anything. This is so far so good. I've only been using it a couple of days. What I am noticing is that I now feel like I've got more space. It's the same size desk, but I now feel like I've got more space because I can work from this edge to this edge and still feel like I'm in my crafting space, and then I have less extra space, that's holding all the crap, which just means I'm going to have to get that stuff. That stuff is going to have to get better organized. Okay, I can't do it like that. Kelly says, desk finally clean. What? Well, I did have stuff mostly clean, but I have extra stuff on my desk again. I have extra stencils that I was going to use last night and didn't. I've got another die set. I've got a giveaway thing. I've got extra things on my desk, and then I've got stuff on the sides that need to be picked up and put away. I do hope to this weekend get most of this stuff cleaned up, because when we get back on I'll be back on the 3rd. We're flying back in on the 2nd, so you guys will see me again on the 3rd. And at that point, we're going to be going full blast into the the advent calendar from Spellbinders, plus the club kits. So it's going to be, there's like all new stuff that we're going to be working with. So I need to put away a bunch of the stuff that I haven't had time to play with. I sometimes leave stuff out like for a month or so after I get it because I want to play with it more, and then I don't have time to. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like some of the new collections that came out in October, I still got sitting over there because I want to play with them, and I haven't had time to do it because I got other stuff I want to play with too. Like getting in Sabrina's collection here, I definitely want to play with. This is not sticking. And did that go over the top? It did. Okay, let's take that off. It's not wanting to stick to the glitter. I may have to adhere glue. I may have to put liquid glue on here too, so that it doesn't come apart. Because I decided, if I hadn't decided to go with glitter, it wouldn't be so bad. Happy National Gingerbread Cookie Day! Hi, Miss Kelly. How are you doing, honey? Okay. Okay, this is one of the ones that usually doesn't need help being burnished down into the cardstock. My scrapbook.com stuff is usually one of the good ones, but this one, I'm touching the sticky part because it is not wanting to stick down to that glitter. I don't normally have problems with this one. Most of them I don't really have that much trouble as long as I burnish them. Okay, now that one's coming up. Okay, I am going to put some glue down on this side. Jen says, I just want to help organize, play with your toys. Honey, you need to organize, play with your toys. You have things that I do not have that you need. Yeah, you need to play with those. That chick there, Miss Jen, has got a 3D pen printer. I don't have a 3D printer. I would like a 3D printer. I mean, I'm going to try to talk Todd into some things, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I could probably just talk to my mother-in-law. She'll get me what I want. Part of it's finding a place for it, finding a home inside all of my stuff. And I know that he's not going to be happy with me trying to get more things until I start getting rid of more things. And I'm working on it, but I've been so busy last week, I have not had time to work on that at all. And then with us planning the trip, and it was kind of where I didn't know if we were planning on going or not, and so I was waiting to see what are we doing and trying to get the things done. And then I realized after we decide yes we're going, it's like, well, you know, I think I got stuff I got done, and I forget that I have stuff on my list. But I'm very happy with myself because like the things that I added to the list that I forgot I had are done. It's like, yes. Like my video that is going up on the Ranger YouTube channel. It's a simple, really pretty Christmas card. I think you guys are going to like it, so make sure you give that one lots of love. You don't have a scan and cut or an oven. Fussy cutting is, well, the scan and cut's not that bad. I do love my scan and cut. I don't use it a whole lot, but I do love it when I do use it. And it is good if you're wanting to color and cut out a lot of stamped images. It's perfect for that. My issue is that I kind of went away from so many stamped images. And I mentioned last night, I think, in Elizabeth's Live. I think it was in Elizabeth's Live yesterday. I mentioned that one of the things I want to do is I want to start doing more coloring. So I probably am going to start doing more of the stamp and color stuff this next year. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And we're going to have this over the top, and now I have to do the back and then decide I know what I'm going to put on the inside, I think. I'm just going to go with Sabrina's basic design, I think. But you could do other stuff with it too. Now, where did I put those dies? That's where I put those dies. Okay, they're under there. Okay. So the rest of this, we've got pieces that you can do different things with. I haven't decided exactly, but we do have a sentiment that says, Happy winter wishes to you, and it has a bubble cut to go around it. We've got a little bridge that can go inside, so you can have it kind of like the pop-up box cards that we have made before. It's got one of those little bridges to go on the inside, and then you could do multiples if you want to, but that goes on the inside. And this big piece I think would be gorgeous on the inside. But what color do we want to do the back? I think I want it to stand out against this. I'm kind of thinking, We do have silver and gold, so we could do blue. I'll have to color it with one of my inks. We could go with red. Let me grab some cardstock, some full sheets. I think I've got a few full sheets. I've got most of my stuff cut down to A2, and these cards are ones that you need the bigger ones. Oh, there is a blue sheet here. That's a bright blue. Do I want that bright a blue? I do have some other colors of blue. This teal blue is pretty. Do I have a red sheet in here? This is another one of those things I want to organize, and that is getting all of my cardstock color coordinated, all the things. I need to have it all. I don't really like that red, but I could try it and see. I've got one sheet of red that is white core red, and I have not used it because every time I look at it, I don't like it. Okay, here's some other reds. There's a pack of Spellbinders red that I have, Spellbinders colors that I still haven't even opened. And here's a burgundy. Let's pull that out. Oh, and here's another blue that is the navy. I kind of like the navy. So yes, one of the things that is on my to-do list is to do swatches of all the things. I can't do that while I'm out of town though. When I have the time, I'm not going to be here, you know? So this is this red here. This one is the one I don't really like. It's like a very bright, and it has a white core, and I don't know why, but it's just one that I don't really like. Because look, it's so much brighter than you guys can't see this. This is a regular red from Spellbinders. Only thing is my pack, because of it being a multi-pack, doesn't have a ton of every color. I think it's got like one or two. So these are 3 different colors of red, and because I've got this so bright, y'all can't really see it. There, now y'all can see the difference. So what I could do is I can put one of these behind the gold and silver. The silver is so predominant, I'm really leaning more towards the blue, one of the blues. And I kind of like the navy the most. But we also have this burgundy, which of course would again show up really well behind there too. Jen is saying blue, yes. Terry is saying black. Black would go real good behind there too. But I am kind of leaning towards that blue. So this is what it looks like with just that, so you have a better idea. So Ruth is saying navy, so y'all are basically agreeing with me. I do promise I am planning on mixing up my colors and stuff at some point too, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. It's already been an hour and a half, and I've gotten basically nothing done today. I wanted to at least get the one card done. Oh, absolutely. Stars would work great. The thing is, you won't be able to see a whole lot of it because I am going to have this in front of it too, and this is going to be in silver. So yeah, you're not going to be able to see a lot of it, but you will be able to see some. And we've got 2 pieces here, which I'm not real sure. I think it's so that you can have a nested one if you want to. And that makes it, I think this one's going to be for white to go on the back. Oh, by the way, I signed up for PIF. What is PIF? Yeah, it could be a light up card. I'm kind of thinking of doing a light up card using one of these when I do my next design team project for Pear Blossom Press, because I'm thinking of it as being the one with the poinsettias. The poinsettia, because I actually got 2 of these. You signed up for Pay It Forward. Okay, my Pay It Forward. Oh, you're talking about the rack list. Random act of kindness list. I think I did see that, and I really need to go and check all of those. I saw where you signed up for something, and it went to an email. It's like, what's this? Meaning there hasn't been anybody signing up in that for so long. It's another one of those things that I want to incorporate into the regular basically into Spark, into the Spark membership. I want everything incorporated into that so everything is in one place. You can still communicate with all the things, but I am seriously thinking about doing away with one or both of my Facebook groups because there's really not much said in either of those. I do have a Crafting with Debbie Facebook group, and I have one that is for the EDU, just for people that are students. And I don't get in there a lot, and y'all don't get in there a lot, but the reason I don't is because I get so much stuff I got to get done. Todd gets irritated with me when I'm watching TV with him because I'm not really paying attention to the show. I'm usually checking emails and replying to emails. And sometimes I will be replying to an email when it's time to go to bed, and he will be in there, and 20 minutes later, I'll finally get in there because I'm answering an email. Okay, so that one's going to go in the back. It is kind of flimsy though. So I am going to do some of this, I think, out of that white heavyweight. I've got enough space. Do I have enough? It's not big enough, and I think this one's not big enough. So let me grab out another sheet. Every time I pull out one of these, that's a card base. Yeah. Screw you, Santa. I'm working for you. Now I'm an elf. Hello, Miss Myrna. Is your name really Debbie? Because that's what you said last night. It's like, what? Because I thought your name was Myrna because it comes in as Myrna. Or are you just pretending to be a Debbie? Okay, going at a little bit of an angle. Paper's big enough where it doesn't do good with an angle. Eggnog is good today, it seems. You were pretending for what? That's what I was thinking. He is a sweetheart. I mean, he really is. And a little bit of history for you guys for him. He was a fireman. And I did read on the website that apparently in 2020 he went full-time to just do the business. But he was a fireman, and I don't recall what he said was the reason, but it kind of has been in his wheelhouse, the whole burning of wood and things, because, yeah. So this is going to be the back, and I'm going to add that on there. And part of the reason for that is so that it's going to make it stronger. I don't have a stamp, but I can put the sentiment, so I think I'll do that in navy and white as well. But this is going to make that back panel stronger. And then we can do some splatter or something on here so that Terry Cooper will be happy with having a little bit of stars. Or I could just use a gel pen. You could use a gel pen for that. You can't believe you just got a job at Santa's workshop. I'm going to have to be... Did you really get a job at Santa's workshop? I'm assuming, if you are for real, that you're talking about in the mall, helping out Santa do the take care of the kitties with pictures and stuff. Is that right? Or are you just pulling our leg? Or did you actually move to the North Pole? And if you did, then you need to make sure that we get all the stuff. She just says yes. I think she's saying yes to all of the things. Pictures, please, Callie. Okay, so this is going to go on the back. So just so you guys can see it, here is what we've got so far. I think that's going to be very pretty. Okay. I want to go ahead and do this so that we've got it in, I think I want to do white letters and a blue bubble cut. Stunning. It's the stunning part, besides it being a really great design from Scrappy Tales and Miss... Yeah, I'm going to put it on white. But a very pretty design from Sabrina is the glitter. The glitter is basically doing all the work for me. And I really like glitter for the holidays. That's kind of my favorite, one of my favorite things at the holidays is all of this shiny, shiny stuff. Okay, Kelly says will do, and she'll post on Discord for Tuesday. Fabulous. That's right. I'm going to have to see if I can do the Tuesday night thing. If I can, we can do the spinning of the wheel and the stream showcase, and that would be pretty much the whole thing. But I'll see what I can do. I don't know timing and what the family's doing, but I will send you guys an email because you are all on my email list. But I'll send you guys an email to let you know. And if you're not on my email list, go to Debbie J's Crafting Corner DebbieJ'sCraftingCorner.com/link bio to get to my link bio. And at the top of the page, there should be a thing that says that you can join my email list. I'm also going to be updating all the sales stuff for all the companies having Black Friday sales. My plan is to have all of that stuff updated for y'all and put onto, it should be in the link bio, but I'm also planning on sending emails and all the things. So that's some of the work, quote unquote, work stuff that I plan for the next week. Like I said, it's all the behind the scene things that I can actually get done while I'm up there. Okay, all of this is one piece. So let's see if I can pop it all out at once. I was going to try putting the glue on first. It's like, no, these are small enough. I would miss the letters and I would glue the rest of it on that doesn't belong on. Happy winter wishes to you. Okay. So now I just need to pop out all those pieces. Once I remember where I put my pokey tool. And Alyssa says, if I lived alone, my entire house would be bling. Yeah, yes and no. I did live alone for a while, and it wasn't. It's kind of where living alone is boring and sad. So this was after my first husband passed away, and I didn't know if I would be alone for the rest of my life or not. And I was working as a massage therapist, so I went through massage school, and all of that was fun. And then I graduated, and then I would be sitting at home waiting for it to be late enough for me to drive to Claremont, which was like an hour or so away, for me to go to work on one or two people that had signed up for massages that day. I probably spent as much in gas as I made, for the most part. So I was not making enough money at that point. It's not too long after that, after me and Todd got together, I decided, okay, I'm going to get myself a temp job because, yeah, I love doing massage, but I'm not making any money because I didn't have an established clientele or anything. So I wound up getting myself a temp job at a securities firm, and then I was there for more than 10 years. But that was really good for me too. It let me put away some money, so I was able to, when I got sick, I was able to not really have to have the anxiety of worrying about, will my bills get paid? Because I still take care of all of my bills, and Todd takes care of his, and mine include anything having to do with my house that I turned into a rental property when I moved in here. Okay, about a year and a half after I moved in here, because I kept thinking, this guy's going to kick me to the curb. I need to have a place to live. Actually, I think I didn't actually rent my house. I didn't rent my condo until after. It's a townhome. It's not a condo. But anyway, I didn't rent that out until we were engaged. And Todd's parents came and helped to fix things. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah. It was just... So during the year that we're preparing for, getting ready for our wedding and getting all the plans and stuff done, we were also taking care of that and getting my first renters in. And I have a proper property management company, so I don't have to worry about it. And it's worth the money for me not to have to worry about it. But it still basically just pays for itself. That's it. if I get an email about the master class, does it mean I'm on your email list? Master class? Lisa, I'm good. I think I can look if you want to see if you're on my email list. I don't think I'm sending anything out for a masterclass. If you're getting the emails where I'm sending out the ones in the okay, I sent out an email this morning. Here's the best example. I sent out an email probably about 9ish today, 8 or 9 o'clock, letting y'all know that I was going to be live today. So that's the email list I'm talking about. There are some people that are on my master email list that have chosen not to get emails having to do with live streams and videos. And those are ones that will not be getting the email, even though they're on my list, unless they decide to come off of it. But I can look it up if I have an idea of what your email address is. And you can always email me later on if you want to check. If you don't think you're getting it and you want to check, just email me and let me know. Or message me over on Facebook or something. Myrna says she got the email. And I know I got the email. I got the email on a couple. I have myself on the list to make sure it goes through. Okay, I'm going to put that up at the top. So that gives plenty of room to sign and stuff down here. Although I know you're not going to do it. Although I changed my mind. I think I'm going to put it on the inside, and then on the back, I'm going to put my signature down at the bottom. So this would be basically about here. And no, I'm not. I'm going to set that to the side. I don't know where I'm putting it yet, because I had other ideas. I want to have that little bridge inside. And
we interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
We cannot
I love
destroy.
you. Now back to our show.
Thank you, Ed. So I want to put that big flourish in here. So this is what that is, and it would go back here somewhere, or it could go in the center. So it could be a floating thing. There's also these. Oh, that would be cool. That actually would fit. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these out. The outside one is going to be in silver, and the inside one's going to be out of white. So it'll match. And then I'll figure out what I want to do with that one. But now at least I know what I'm going to do with the sentiment. And no, I have not looked close at the ones that Sabrina made. I have a habit of doing that. I try not to look at the nice fancy stuff that are part of the design unless it's where I really can't figure out where something goes. Okay, so we're gonna do, since that's in blue, I want the centerpiece here to be in white.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you. Now back to our show.
Thank you, Danielle. And as a reminder, guys, be sure that if you are on YouTube, you smash that like. If you're not subscribed, give me your sub. And if you haven't already, share it with your crafty friends that are not sitting here with us. So we can get this out to more folks, and we can have more buddies come and hang out with us. And same thing for Twitch. You know, I would love for you guys to follow me over there as well. I want y'all to follow me on all the things. Oh, the master where we type the word. Okay, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the master form. I have not as yet added those to my email list. I think what I should probably do, well, it's almost too late now, but I can add it for the next week's. I can add on there that if you want to join my email list, click here and it'll send you to the form to actually log into that. The form that I do for you to be able to log in, the form for joining my email list is housed on Flowdesk. And the form that we're doing for the giveaway is in Google Forms. So they're two different systems that don't really communicate unless I specifically set it up to do so. And I did not do that at this point. Not sure if it's something I'm gonna do. And the company that is handling my billing system and the membership and all of that kind of stuff, is supposed to be coming out with a new CRM system that may work better than Flowdesk, but I don't know yet. I still need to get more information about what they're actually planning on doing and seeing if it's something I want to switch to or
Welcome
not.
up, Cycler.
I switched to... Hi, Shelly. Welcome. So I switched to Flowdesk last year because, well, I used to use MailChimp, and I switched from MailChimp because they were going to start charging me a ton. And my email list was growing, and that's why they were going to start charge me a ton. But my email list was growing, and I did say I wanted to do silver, right? Yeah, I did say I wanted to do silver. Where is... I don't know that I want to use... I could. I can't see anything that I would actually use this for, because that's the part that came out from in there. I'll use it. I kind of don't want to, but I'm gonna. Anyway, I switched to Fluent CRM because it was housed on my website and was not expensive, and I thought it was a good solution at the time. And then as my email list grew, and as I was in more summits, it wound up bogging down the system so much that you couldn't get to the things. People were not getting their emails. They were not able to get into the freebies. They weren't able to get into the classes. There were so many headaches because I had that, so I switched last year, and it's worked pretty good. And then I had some issues because something that I thought was supposed to work a certain way, according to what they had said, didn't work like that anymore. And I just discovered today that they made another change that I didn't know about. It's like, well, that would help. So hopefully it'll be working better going forward. Another research project for me. But anyway, the Crafted community thing, they are supposed to be working on a new product that is going to be a CRM system, and that is a customer management system, contact management system. Word of the day. Let me look that back up. I did say it earlier, and it is gonna be share. So be sure to share the video with all of your friends. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's pretty. I still haven't decided where I'm going to put it. And we're doing so many layers, I may not put foam on here after all. I thought about it. I may still, pop this up over the gold, because that was another... There's the gold. That was another thing I was thinking about doing, or planning on doing. I really want to see where everything goes first before I do that. Oh, I love the glitter. But this could be a card all by itself pretty much. And I may make a card that is that and the flourish in silver or gold or foil or something, and that would be so pretty by itself, Just as long as you've got that good contrast. Okay, so we've got the back. I need to put this on here. I kind of just want to put one, and that way I have an idea of what I want to do. And then I can start doing some other pieces. I know that this is going to go on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I want to make sure it's lined up right. And one thing you may want to do when you do one of these is make sure everything is lined up before you do that last piece. Because I don't do a lot of these, mostly because I typically mess them up. And I know it. And that is not where it's supposed to be. Hey Jim, how you doing? Yeah, that actually stuck already. Let's redo the glue. Redo the glue. Yes. So how are you doing, Mr. Jim? Can't believe that that's dried that fast. It's like, what the heck? I think that's about right. And you also want to make sure that it's going to lay down flat. And of course I've got it at the wrong spot again. Okay, it's still wet enough. Awesome. See, when people like Idolite are able to do their 3D projects and have them pretty much perfect, it irritates me. You're very inky working on ornaments. We want pictures. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm working on making it look like it's going to look. And then the silver on top. Okay. That's going to be pretty. Yeah, I think I do need to glue it down. Yeah, I'm going to have to glue this down. And it's good that I've got all these magnets to hold it down. I'm going to start with just one piece and then move from there. So starting over here, because it's gluing down to glitter, and we know that glitter does not like to hold. Putting it off to the side up there under a couple of magnets. And then I can try to cut out this next piece. Now for this one, I could. Ooh, could. We've got snowflakes that actually match these in the die set. So this could be a layering piece too. So we could have it as two different ones. So we've got blue for the background. We've got silver and gold. I'm thinking silver for the snowflake, so I could cut this out of some gold. And that would bring that gold piece in. And I'm getting out my scissors again to do this one. Jen says lots of pictures. Well, one thing me and Elizabeth are planning on doing is doing some ornaments this next month together. So we will be doing that here. And I want to use some of the Maker's Magic and make some using Evan's products from Scorch Marker. So we will do some of that. I've got ornaments and I've done some in the past using polyurethane or whatever it's called. Oh, look at this. Come on out there. We are doing all the glitter today. I may not be able to give this card away. I might not. I don't know. Oh, look at that. Now I need to do some silver for the snowflakes to go along with it. And then we've got this flourish I can do in silver. And it has it where you can either just do the snowflake. I'm thinking they're the right ones. This is the right one. Yep. You can either do those or there's also a bubble cut. Myrna's saying, what? I'm hoping to win it. So we've got that one. We've got this one, and I think is that. And then we've got this one. Okay, this is not the ones that are down there. That's okay. I may have some pieces over there that are for those other small ones, but I do know I've got two that go on here. I can go ahead and cut out these other two snowflakes as well, and those can go on that blue background. So that's what those are going to do. And then I need to cut this out, and this needs to be out of some white heavyweight, I think. Actually, I think I need to cut it out twice. Once out of, I'm going to start off with just out of the blue, and we're going to see if that's going to be strong enough for what I want. I may have to cut it out of some white also, so we have it be stronger. That's another thing I need to do while I'm out of town. I need to actually make some cards that I can give out as Yeah, because y'all have been stealing all my cards. It's your fault. I need silver. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. Sharon said, I would say we would all like to win it. You're in it to win it, right? Is that the only reason you guys come to hang out with me? Because you want to win stuff? Goodness. Jen says, no! That's not the only reason you're here? I think it's the only reason you're here. Just saying. I mean, you could also cut out this piece out of some of the silver and take care of those little pieces that are snowflakes that are not included, but I may do that, but I may not. Let me grab, there's another piece right there that needs to be popped out. Let's look at that. That is just so pretty. She usually is really good about having, I'm finding more pieces that need to pop out that I missed the first time. She usually has really good, oh, okay. So there's some little cut pieces so that you can actually pop it up. So yeah, I think it's where you can actually cut those out and layer them on there out of another piece of card, but I'm going to try to just do it with separate. Yeah. Myrna says, no, it's fun. I am glad you guys are having fun. Sure, blame us. You offered. I know, Maureen, you haven't won one in a bit either, honey. It used to be always the same people, and now it still is the same people, but what glitter cardstock am I using? What's in my stash? I don't think there's anything on the back of it, so this is probably from Joann's. I don't know. I have a paper pack of glitter cardstock that I've had in my stash for forever, and I'm finally starting to use it. But the reason it's cutting out good is because I'm using this thing. I'm using a precision base plate for it. If you're using like a regular die cutting machine, adding an additional shim may help. Every machine is going to be different. Some of them have got, some of them are tighter inside, some of them are not. Some of them give heavier pressure. So it really depends on your machine. And I have broken one of these using it in my spellbinders, which I think has got a really good amount of pressure, which is why I don't have many problems with it. But do have some issues when I'm trying to do this, because why is this not popping out? Probably because I had that one too close, maybe? Most of these are coming out just fine. But I do have a couple of them here that don't seem to want to. Now, this is so pretty.
Now look, Buster. Let's have another
Anne-Marie must be in the
day.
house.
Now
Love you,
what?
honey. Welcome
Rough.
in.
What a way to run a railroad. Now, as I was saying...
There we go. If we win...
Welcome, Tenjai.
Oh, if we win, you don't have to make it. I know, right? Okay, so here's the gold.
Welcome, @skepit_and_ Marit.
Hello, Miss Amaret. Welcome in, honey. And it does look like these do not match, and that's okay. What I may do, I may just cut this out of some silver and cut out those snowflakes, or try to cut them out the rest of the way. Or I could just layer this over the top of some. So let's take a look and see what this one would look like on it. Because this is the big one. Actually, this is not the big one. It's a different one. This is the big one. And that one I think actually does fit. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. I like that. That is perfect. Okay, and then this one would go up here with that after I poke out what's there, so I can tell it's not supposed to be there. And then these little ones I think had pieces out of the main piece that we cut out. So I'm gonna go ahead. I kind of want to pop it up on foam, but I kind of don't. Because for this, the only part that has enough room for foam is right there in the middle. I'm gonna do it. I've got those foam dots. Is that too big? Actually, it's about the right size, I think. We're gonna try it. So the only thing holding this little guy on, letting you know, for whoever wins it, yes, I'll give it away. Maybe. Maybe I'll give it to my mother-in-law. I still need to make her birthday card. Or find one. Myrna says I am busting out my glitter paper. I know, right? So there's that one. And then this one, I want to pop it up too, but I really don't have any space there. So let's see. I can't. There's not enough space. I'm just gonna glue that one on. And it's slid, of course. I mean, really, the only place it needs to adhere probably is in the middle. What was that leveling glue? I don't know where I saw it. Don't know. There's a thing, though. There's some types of glue we can get here and you can't get in the UK and vice versa. So there are some glues that I would love to try out. Don't know if I like them, but I want to try them, and I can't because I can't get them here, which sucks. Okay, let's see. What do I have here? That can go on the back. Here's one of those little ones. That's going to be perfect for right there. Smart Lisa. Lisa said, when cutting glitter, I have to use the metal shim over the die cuts. Yeah. There are a lot of different things you can do, and I've tried different ones. This has been the best results that I get. I don't have to do it much. Before I started using my magnetic mat, my magic mat and my spellbinder system and those things, before I was doing that, I did have trouble with die cutting. I was having a lot of trouble with die cutting, and I don't really know why. It could be I was using the Sizzix machine that you guys just saw. It could be any number of things. I just know I was having trouble, and I could never get anything to cut out right. And when I was able to get something cut, it was just a pain because I was trying to do it, and it was just not wanting to work right. I think this one actually goes down here. So I'm trying to be smart and just add a little bit of glue to the center. And these are, some of these are actually a little bit smaller, but that's okay because it still lets that gold shine through. Okay. That could be the front of a card too. Mary doesn't have any problems with her Big Shot. Exactly. I think sometimes it is just the machine. Mine is a machine that I got at Michael's. So it was a Michael's brand. This one looks like it's big enough for a dot. I was saving these guys, by the way, primarily so I could use them for doing things like sliders and stuff like that, which I don't have to do anymore because I got the snap and slides So I don't have to, actually I used them more for the dancing cards, but I can use my snap and slides for that instead. And it's actually better. Okay, so this one's gonna be popped up also. Okay, what else do I have in here? Here's another one. Where would it go? Is there one on there that matches? Not really. Here's one that I think matches. That goes right down there. And Lisa has an electronic big shot because crippled fingers, so makes it harder to use a roller. Exactly. And I figure at some point in time when my hands are giving me issues, I'm probably going to do something like that too, because I don't see myself giving up on making things. Or I'll just start using the Scan-A-Cut more. You never know. Is this silver still there, or did I pop it off? It came off. Where does it go? Did it go down on my... There it is. I was thinking it was... I thought I felt something fall. This little piece fell off. You have the Empress for that. Absolutely. Well, I do have a Gemini. I stopped using the Gemini because that's just one more thing on my... I did have it where I had it sitting on the edge of my desk over here, and I would use it sometimes. I would use the Platinum 6 sometimes. And part of the reason for that was because I wanted to be able to use my Glimmer system, and I needed the Platinum 6 to do that. I just stopped using the things that didn't coordinate with the stuff that I could use. If it doesn't work with it, I wasn't using it anymore. And I still have it. It is still it's actually in the cabinet I've got sitting over here. So it's in my prime real estate space. Yes, I'm going to be cleaning all the glue off of this mat, by the way. That one goes with that. That's going to be pretty. What else do I have? I've got 2 more on here to try to find something to match or fit. And I don't think I have one set. I've got this size and shape of Snowflake that doesn't really fit those. It's smaller than that one, so it can work there, I think. And maybe I'll just add the other one over the top of it just to balance it out, even if it's not this right shape. That's okay. Okay. So that one's going to go down there in the middle of that space. So it's going to have a bigger gold piece behind the silver. Assuming I can get it to stay down. Hi, Christine. I think you were already here, weren't you? I think I said hello to you. And some of these actually have a little hole in the center, which I think is cool. So you could possibly adhere them down with like a brad or something. So now we just have left these little flourishes that came out of our main piece, plus a couple of other flourishes. I'm using all the bits. So these flourishes would go good on that blue background, which is another reason why I only did one side so far. Come on. Oh, and there's another snowflake right here too. Most of these little snowflakes that I found in here were all out of that main piece, the front that we cut out. Okay. Take that little flourish off. I think the ones that I'm using are all over there. The ones I plan on using, these are the extra bits that don't really fit. I'm putting this under the lip on the side of my mat so I can just clean up all the mess without it going on the floor. And then I still have all those little sparkly bits. Okay. And I still have this big piece that can go on the inside. So let's see what it looks like. Haven't done anything with this part yet. I need to see whether or not that's going to be strong enough. It may be. To me, that feels like it's not strong enough. But it also doesn't need to be really heavyweight on the inside of the card, you know? So what I need it to do is I need it to be attached in here, and then it'll go flat, but I can have it with this attached on the inside. Oh my god, this is going to be so pretty. So you probably aren't going to see much of this because it's going to be all inside there, but that's going to be so pretty. It also means you could show part, or you could have it higher or lower and cut off the excess, so it can give you a lot of different looks. One or more and stick them together. That's what I was thinking on here. I was thinking about backing it in white. It kind of feels like it's going to rip on the ends, so I think I am going to cut it out of some heavyweight white just to be on the safe side. But this part is going to go on the inside in there, and then I can have other things attached to it. But this design, you could put anything you want to on the inside of it. Part of her collection was like Santa. Santa in a chair, all the Kelly vibes. But yeah, Santa in a chair with a kid on his lap kind of thing. You could do presents. You could do lots. I mean, all the things that you can do for Christmas decorations, you could basically put on the inside of that if you have matching dies and stuff. Okay, I need this piece, and I need that little die that is right here. And this one is heavyweight, so it'll be more stable. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Oh, ho, ho, who wouldn't go up on the housetop? I'm gonna lose my dies. I'm gonna lose my dies. I just have been throwing them off to the side. Put my switch on a turntable. Yes, Kathy Zilski does the same thing with her Gemini. Okay. Out jumps good old Santa Claus. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Who wouldn't go? Stupid question. How do I upload pictures onto Discord? Let's show Mr. Jim how to do that. Let me pull up my Discord. And then I minimized it by mistake. Okay, so going into Stream Showcase. Oh, look at all the mermaids. Okay. Button, 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 button. Right display. Display. So here we are inside, and yeah, that's funny. Anyway, this is our Discord. You go over here into Stream Showcase because that's the place where I'm showing off all the things. And then down here in the that you can't see. Okay, down here in the message where you can type in your message and attach anything. If you push that, you can either click and drag it into it, and that would work. But you can also click that button, and it says upload a file. Only 7 so far. Okay, Alyssa says, I own a Spellbinders Platinum 6, a Sizzix Sidekick, and the
Welcome,
Gemini
Charles,
Electronic, but the Sizzix is the one that you use the most. So if you click this, you can open up your file folders and everything that are on your computer and pop in whatever you want to right there. And what Ruth likes to do, and a lot of other folks, is that maybe sometimes before, sometimes after. This one is where after the fact she went in and edited it. But you could type in a little message there too to let us know what it is. But this is where it goes. It's going to be in the section under Community that says Stream Showcase. I hope that was helpful. There we go. Okay. Hello, Miss Tara. Lisa likes all the glitter. She says, I want that glitter. It's so pretty. Okay, Norma says it was helpful, but was it helpful to Mr. Jem? Because Mr. Jem was the one asking the question. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece of blue that is hiding over the top of this piece of white. This is going to basically make it so that it's more stable. And actually, I only need the front to look, well, okay, I'm going to still glue it. I'm going to still glue it. The only problem is that the fold may not want to work right. Come join our Crafty community on Discord. Come join our Crafty community over in Spark. Yeah, only issue right now with Spark is not... I don't know how I'm going to manage doing the photos and stuff if we start adding all the photos and stuff over there, because that's going to use up a bunch of my website server space. And that's the issue. This is what I was thinking was going to happen. It did crack. Okay, a file is there, but you don't see it. Okay, did you hit return? So maybe you added it, but you didn't post the message? Yes, thank you so much, Chris. So as of a couple days ago, some of you guys have got the... so far, I haven't figured out how to, but I think I'm going to be able to. So that is something I want to do. I know that you're able to go from one to another because that's an easy thing, but I don't know if I can actually embed Discord in there. Does someone else have my buttons? What? No. Why? Did you do something? Somebody typed Spark into the chat and was able to post that. Is that what you're referring to, Mary? Mary is very, very possessive of her buttons. Nobody else has them yet. Keyword yet. Okay. So I'm going to glue this in. And this is basically to give it, and I'm only doing one side, and the reason I'm only doing one side is I want to make sure that the other side works. I want to make sure that the other side is lined up and we have everything laying flat like we need to when we have it closed and all of that. And that part I need to cut off that extra because that part yeah, that's just not working. This is going to be hidden anyway. Sometimes layering cardstock together does not work. Okay, so we have it there. We now have got that little piece down there that you can barely see. And then I can attach this over the top. So do we want it low enough to be able to see the top? Actually, I can do another one over the top. So we will have basically two navy pieces, one at the top, one at the bottom that's going to hold it all in place. That'll work better because if I have it just hitting in there, it's going to wobble. Part of it's not going to be stable. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. Oh, music is gone. Let me turn the music back up. Because we need music. It's still not loud enough. That was loud, Don. Okay, I need a piece of blue and a piece of white. So I can cut this other piece. The blue is to basically make it so it's hidden so you don't see it. And the white is to give it stability. Ooh. How do you be a VIP? So on Twitch, there is a thing to be a VIP. One thing I do want to let y'all know, because I discovered it quite by accident for myself. On Twitch, if you become a VIP, first off, only one person can do it per live stream. Okay, it resets. You just click the button and it has to be the first person who does it. However, when you do that, it removes you from being a mod if you are a mod. And I think you might actually be a VIP. I think it might show that you are a VIP. And I think it's just a status thing to kind of say, I was the first one who did it. But I did notice on someone else's channel that it took me off from being a mod, and I decided I would rather be a mod and help out than be a VIP. You added the photos from your phone, not your laptop. Well, you should be able to do it either way. I've added pictures that way too. Okay, what you did is you actually sent me a personal message. because I do see that. You did do a personal message directly to me and not in the group. And there's a bunch of pretty things on here. You guys want to see them real quick? Flat ornaments, round ornaments. Looks like lots of paint and alcohol ink and such. Looks so cool. But yeah, it was a personal message to me. It wasn't in the other part of Discord. So that's the reason. You've never seen any VIP button on Twitch. Huh, because I've seen it. So when you go into... Yeah, it's there. So when you go into the words are hard. When you go into the channel points and you scroll down a little bit, you've got the row that has black cat, rock, paper, scissors, highlight my message. The first one that's yellow says make me VIP.
It's delicious Tarsplus too.
So let me show that real quick. And this is my behind the scenes one. But yeah, when you go in here for the Happy Mail points, you start to scroll down. This one says make me VIP. Oops. But yeah, it's there. One thing I am thinking of doing is having like a check-in kind of thing.
Welcome,
saying that you guys have showed up for class. Anyway, these are really cool, but if you do want to show them off in the stream showcase, Jim, you would go into our server, not just where you're talking to me, but into our server and then go under community and then go under stream showcase, and that's where you could add them, like right there. So, oh, and of course you can't see it because I changed pages. Dang it. Okay, so instead of in the direct messages, because this is where we were, you would go back into my server, the one that says Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and then go into community, and then under stream showcase, and then add the post here. So that's how that one's going to work. Oh, that'd be cool. You'd like to have that? I do have a friend that has done something like that. Well, she's not really my friend anymore because she decided she doesn't like me anymore, but that's beside the point. But I do know some folks that have got a low value channel point thing that basically is where you come in and you say, yeah, you're here. So I've been thinking about adding that. I just haven't taken the time to figure out what I wanted to say and to actually do it. Okay, so that's where you go for that one. Now I will switch back. Was there something else I wanted to show somebody? I don't think so. Other than what we're making. Okay, so another idea for the snowflakes, because we've got those little gaps there, you could always put the snowflake like offset so some of the gold is showing, and yes, that would be a cool idea too. You could do that with basically all of the things. Okay, so I need to cut these pieces out. We always say, love you, Debbie, and if someone pushes all their friends, what? We always love you, Debbie, even if someone pushes all their friends away. I know, honey. Thank you so much. But you know, I'm one of those people that I always think it's my fault. In this case, I actually don't think it's my fault. I think it's her fault. But I've always thought that if somebody does something, I must have done something to cause it. In her case, nope. I still miss getting to do stuff with her, but that's not going to happen. She will never apologize. She will never admit that she should not have done that or anything like that. Or, yeah, I know that that's not going to happen. So I'm just gonna do my thing and hang out with my buddies that do care. And when I say that I still think it's my fault and I think that I'm going to do something, the entire time I was married to Bob, we were together for 14 years, and then he passed away. The entire time, I was always afraid, in the back of my mind, that he was going to find someone younger and prettier and leave. And I still tell Todd that sometimes too. But it's kind of where I've grown to a point where I trust that he's not going to do it. I know he's not. But I still, sometimes it's like, do you love me? Are you going to go find somebody younger and prettier? And yeah, he says no. So it's like, okay, so you guys have to put up with the Todd too, just as long as I do. Okay. I mean, I know that it's weird to be like that, but I have had relationships. I have had people in my life. Not necessarily, well, I've even had men in my life that, if you want to call them men. Anyway, I have had men in my life ages ago that were they're just wrong. But I have had people that have pretended to be my friend and then, they stab you in the back. I've had people that I've worked with done that. I had a manager one time that I don't know why she was gaslighting me, but she was. I didn't even know that gaslighting was a thing. I didn't know that my kid was gaslighting me. But yeah, I was working for one company a long time ago. And I was training for like the next thing. I was training for another position and a promotion, and she came in one morning and told me that a friend of mine, had said that I was rude to the customers. And I'm like, what? She had me so upset I was crying and had a very hard, and this is like before we opened, and I had a very hard time being ready to open on time. And I talked to my friend later, the one that she said had said such a thing, and she says, what is she talking about? It's like, you've never done anything like that. And it was this woman she was assistant manager. It was the weirdest thing. So you never know. Okay, so I'm putting this one up there. So it's going to be basically going to be another support. Another support so that we can have our card work pretty well. And I'm not as concerned about the other side yet. I'm going to glue all of the other side down once I get everything in place so I know that it's going to fold flat. Mary says she's even had family do that. Yeah. So now I just need to decide, once we have this shut, how much of this pretty silver and gold do we want to show? Do we want it... We have snow. I'm kind of thinking only problem is if I have it here, that snowflake at the top is not going to show. So I almost want to have it down some, but I don't know. It's like I really like that whole flourish, And it's a big S, so this is like could be standing for Santa. So what do y'all think? Is this a good placement, or do I need to shift it up or down? I kind of like it. I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to put some glue down at the bottom. You love it when I get tickled. Gosh. Well, that happens all the time. I get tickled all the time. And then if there's any of it that is down below where it needs to be, then that's fine. I can just cut it off. Okay, so here we go. That's going to be it. And I'm going to cut off this part at the bottom. So now that we have that one in place, I'm going to glue the one up on the top part. I am always amazed at how pretty the things turn out. And I really, 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 really hope that you guys get the same kind of joy as when you are creating. I really do. This is one of the things that just makes it always just so worth it. I mean, this is taking a while to put together, and one reason I do cards instead of painting or painting or paper mache or resin or any of those things. One of the reasons that I do this instead is specifically because it takes a lot less time. Okay, I am going to have to trim some off that end too. That's going to be fine. Let me just lay that flat back down. Again, I want to trim off. Well, I'll trim it off when I get done, I think. So before we do any more there, I do want to put some snowflakes in the background because we still have these little silver guys. So I don't really like it. I don't like it. I could do the flourishes, maybe. Nope, I think it looks good without all that. It looks good without
Welcome,
it.
Danielle_Vegas.
You know, it looks good without it. I don't think it needs any more. I think I'm just going to glue it together, and then I have to figure out where I'm going to put that sentiment, because that can go up here in the front. Oh, that's going to be pretty. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Although I'm not sure about the backing. I may have to cut out a couple of gold
Welcome,
stars
Deadly
to
Frog
go behind
6502.
the silver. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that part. But this is very pretty. Very, very, very pretty. Okay, we're going to have, this is folding this way. Oh, I never did finish gluing the rest of this on. I forgot about that. I need to do that. So I need to finish gluing the rest of the front piece on there. I did one part of it at a time because we know how long it takes for glue to dry when it comes to glitter. Oh, you know something else that amazed me? I think it was like a week or so ago. I was in was watching a video that Sabrina was doing. I never did finish, by the way. I never did finish watching her video. It was one of the ones where she was making some of this stuff. And I think maybe I did. Maybe it was when she was live or something. But I wasn't expecting it, and she wound up mentioning my name. I was like, what? Because she is so busy, I don't get a chance to chat with her at all. I really don't. I don't get a chance to chat with her. I try to check in and see how she's doing with different things and make sure that make sure I'm keeping up, because I have missed design team messages on our Facebook group because they just didn't show up. But I try to do all the things, and sometimes I don't get to keep up with her. And then when she mentions me on her live, it's like, what? What is going on here? I know you do, Ms. Mary. Just don't talk bad about me and I'll be happy. Okay, one thing I did notice is that this is actually a little bit over the edge, so I am going to have to trim that bit off. Otherwise, this is not going to go on there. Big scissors for this, because I want to make sure that it is pretty much lined up with that edge. Okay, so that should be about right, so I can glue that onto here. And I'm just going to double check. That piece needs to go, this piece here needs to go onto this piece here. So it's basically, we're going to make sure that it mirrors that. So this part is in the front. Okay. So I'm going to add some glue to both of these. And then we can start closing our card. As long as it closes correctly, we're good. If it does not close flat, then something's wrong. Okay. What? Actually, it doesn't look like it wants to do its thing. It's not. I've got it.
It's delicious, Marai Crafty Creations 11.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to do it this way. It's going to be fine. I think. No, it's not. Oh, that actually looks kind of interesting. I accidentally. Okay, I got to tell you what I did. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Dang gummit.
Woohoo. We leveled up.
Woohoo, we leveled up. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so we need to make sure that... What the heck? We have to make sure that...
Crafty Creations 11.
We have to make sure that both of those are folded in, so we've got the valley on the inside, okay, when we're adhering that middle piece down. Okay, so when it pops up, there is a little bit of dimension there. And I need to make sure that these are not glued together, because I think I accidentally did that. So it's going to pop up a little bit like that. See? Okay. And then for the back, I think I decided not to put any of the snowflakes down just because, yeah. Jen says she jumped. I am going to use a blue marker, though. Where is a navy blue marker? What? I have a navy blue marker somewhere. Let me grab that. This is almost done, by the way. The card is almost done. But I need a navy blue marker. I think that's a more purple. I thought I had one out, but I didn't see it in my bins, so it's probably in my bag. Again! Deadly! Deadly is trying to scare me. Luckily, I don't have that very loud right now. This is probably not the right color, but I'm going to say that it's going to do well enough. Because what I want to do is, there is just a tiny, tiny bit of white that is showing there. And I don't want it to show as white. I'm going to color it just on that edge so that hopefully it doesn't show as white. It can show as a medium blue. You're going to give me heart failure? Well, you know what, Jen? Deadly is also a chaos gremlin. I should probably give him ongoing, everlasting access to the Discord, but I'm not sure if I want to do that because he'll pop in and do stuff like he does to Smalls. Hello, welcome, Munley's Cuisine, welcome in. We are making a card today with lots and lots of glitter. I know, his partner, like him, yes. Okay, so this needs to, if we want it to match that side, the glue needs to go on this side. Okay, so I need to fold that down flat. And I'm going to burnish it again to make sure it is flat. And just wait till Voice Daddy and I are together. Oh, yeah. I told y'all they called him Voice. Did I? I didn't. I think I told Elizabeth yesterday. I don't remember if I said it during her stream or not, but yeah, Ronan's new name apparently is Voice Daddy. This is not coming out. I think I need to refill my bottle because it's not wanting to come out. What do you mean I didn't? I did. I did say it on. I did tell someone. I thought I said it on her stream. But that makes it really good. Love it, Deadly. Yeah. Deadly says, replying to Jen, warn me first, please. And he says, nope. He will never, ever remind you first. And Tara said, I did sometime yesterday. Yeah, I did tell somebody. Okay, I think it's just not wanting to squeeze because it's not full enough. So that makes sense. Do you really love it here? I hope you love it here. I told ECR. I thought I did. Yeah, I thought I did. Because, of course, she would think it was hilarious, too. We do love the Ronin. And what's amazing is many of you guys had never heard him before. And we kind of kidnapped him, let him come into the craftosphere, and he's never getting away. And now I've got a short and TikTok with with him welcoming in Vixen. When he did the welcoming Vixen in his voice, in his awesome voice, yeah, someone clipped that. I think it was Terry Cooper. But anyway, it was clipped, and it is now a TikTok or whatever. It's a video. It is up, and it is on my channel. I think I've got this a little bit crooked, but I think it's pretty anyway. It's gonna work. So I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. I want to see how many views that has got so far, just because I want to know. So on YouTube, that short has now got 131 views. Yeah, he did pop in for a minute. I didn't have the audio in the Discord yet on because it was just me, but yeah. This is pretty much done. I do need to adhere that other part onto the front and trim off the excess, but look how pretty. And then it'll pop up a little bit. don't really know how it's supposed to pop up, but it doesn't. It doesn't really pop up. It doesn't. Oh, one reason it can't stand is because I didn't trim that part off yet. I was starting to think, well, what did I do wrong? Why is it not doing its thing? But it isn't, because I have some extra on the bottom that needs to be trimmed back. You love that? Oh, I know. I mean, I trimmed off just a little bit. I didn't trim off much from what was originally on there. I just trimmed it enough so that it was like right at the beginning and end instead of, yeah, I think that. And it's really funny. It's like at the beginning and end, I have my hand up over my mouth laughing. And so it's perfect. I do have that one. And the thing is, you can do multiple things with this. So for the front, I'm just going to pop this up on there. I could put it in the center, but if I do that, well, anywhere I don't know if I want to do that. I'm going to put it on the back. Screw it. I'm going to put it on the back. You know why? Because I don't want to cover up any of that. This is too pretty on the front. I can't. I just can't. I could put it here, but then it covers up most of that swirl, and I don't want that. Jen said she needed to let the ribs rest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, and we're going to start the giveaway on this one. I don't want to give it away. But we will give it away. And let me first make sure that this has been reset, which it should reset automatically overnight. But there have been times that there has been stuff on here and I don't want it on there. So, oh, thank you. So here we go. And if you win this and you throw it away, you are no longer my friend. Just saying. It's better not go in the bin. If you give it to someone else, you better love them a lot. And this one, I'm not going to stamp the back. I will do a little thing with my initials down at the bottom because I don't want to take away even from how the back looks. And don't get mad at me because it's a little off kilter. It's so pretty though. Norma says this one I would love to add to my collection. And Myrna says I would use this with her decor. Isn't that pretty? Love it. I am loving this. I definitely love this one. Definitely too pretty to throw out. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep on popping the names in there if you want to get in on the giveaway. I do need to refill this. I'm going to go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it so that it's not sitting here for the next week drying out because there's not enough glue in it. Danielle says, if I won this, I would keep
Welcome,
it.
Norm of 63.
That would go on your mantle. Oh, guys, y'all are great. Okay, so my bottle is now full. Yay. Me and Elizabeth. Had lights and strings. I had light strings with clothespins. I'd keep all my cards on. I have some of those little baby clothespins. I know, those are so cool. I do that usually at Christmas time. I'll put all of our cards up at Christmas, and they'll be hanging from those. If I remember where those clothespins are. If I don't, then I tape them up. But I do put all the cards up every year. Okay, we have 27 people in. Do we have enough folks that are not in the giveaway yet, that are lurking and have not been chatting, that we can get it up to 30? Can we get it up to 30? I'm looking for the day when I can say, oh, can we get it up to 100? Because that's not going to happen for a bit. We need more people to come in and watch every day. You're a little off kilter too, Maureen. It needs the DJCC certified. I will sign it. I will put the date, but I'm not going to put a stamp on there. I'm going to try to make it small so that it's more like what yours was on Ronan's picture, on the picture caddy. And that is so that it doesn't take away too much from all the glitter and shine and prettiness. We're up to 28. We're up to 28. 2 more. Come on. Who else? Am I live on Twitch? I think I'm live on Twitch. Yeah, there are people on Twitch that are doing this too. Okay. I'm just checking. Just checking. Want to support the stream? You can become a member, give a stream sticker or super chat, or become a Twitch sub. Or tip the stream to help with postage. Yes.
Welcome, Nerd Neo Pagan.
Nerdy, looky, and it pops up. Oh, by the way, is Smalls live? Because I haven't looked, and I haven't looked, and she will get mad when she finds out that this one's being given away and she's not here. Okay, Nerdy isn't. It doesn't look like Smalls is live, so I don't know where Smalls is at. Oh, she got back from a concert late, so she would be sleeping. Well, then it's her fault because it is almost 3 o'clock. This also Nerdy, because I know you haven't heard it yet. This is going to be my last stream for over a week because we're going out of town. We're going to go up to Ohio to see Bob's parents and... Yeah, to see Todd's parents and things. We have 32. What? We have 32. That's because some of y'all decided to go on the purple side of things. Y'all are on purple side of things. And thank you. Thank you for the postage. Thank you so much. TL Jones, I'm listening and on the TV and working. I guess I'm lurking. Yes, you were. Did you enter? Did you type !join for your chance to win this super glittery, snowy, glittery card? You have family there too? Yeah, Todd's dad used to work at Ohio State until he wasn't able to anymore and he was forced to retire because his wife made him. Anyway, yeah, so they live up in Columbus. Okay, great. You did enter. Awesome. I'm also going to, I don't know how I got logged off of my page, but I wanted to go. I think it's because I was showing y'all stuff. That was what it was. I was showing y'all stuff. And so it's probably over on this side, and it's not supposed to be there, but I was showing y'all stuff, and I want to see who we're going to stream, who we're going to go raid off to. My parents lived in Ohio in the late 90s near Columbus. They tried to bribe me to go to OSU, but I stayed in Georgia. Honey, I don't blame you. It is cold up there. My whole thing is I don't want to be with cold. We're going to be getting very cold, and I don't know what we're going to do other than I do plan on driving some distance so that me and Elizabeth can meet up, and I have to steal my mother-in-law or father-in-law's car to do that, but they always let me do it. They always let me borrow their car. In Kentucky now, 1 more year here, and then I'm headed off to Georgia. Yep. What do you mean party? We're going for lunch. I do plan on having pictures taken, though. We need to take pictures, me and Elizabeth. I mean, I have to do my hair. Should I go Should I go live, but not running customer support for a contractor who cannot honey? Bethany says that she should go live. Yeah, you should go live. Then we can redirect off to you on YouTube, and we can rate off to somebody else over on Twitch, unless you're doing Twitch also. I do want to thank you guys for getting me up to 32 people in the drawing. That is awesome. I think that's the most we've had on a card so far. Okay, I do need to look and see who is doing their thing, and then we're gonna be done. Because I have to clean up all this stuff, and I need to figure out what was the word of the day. What time was it? Okay, so Tamara is being nice. She said, "What time was it set?" I do not remember, but the word of the day is share. Okay, we love you. Even Nerdy knows share. Either Nerdy knows that the word was share, or she was just saying to share. Totally, I would, but I left the office because that person was frustrating me, went to go get candy and coffee. Understood. I used to be there. I mean, yeah. Actually, I'm still there. I do get emails occasionally. It's like, did you push the button? And it turns out that they didn't. But, you know, I mean, I made mistakes like that too, or I forgot. Okay. I don't think so. I saw a name that we're not going to rate off to. But who else? We've got KB Fibers, who is doing Yarnia and KB. Oh, we could do Yarnia. It looks like she's doing Amaguri. So she's got critters that she's crocheting on her desk. Hey, Suze, how you doing? Oh, this person is trying to claim someone else's company as their own? That's wrong. Okay, so if you have not already gotten into the giveaway, Miss Suze, and yes, she probably will win because that's what Social Stream Ninja tends to do. This is the card we're giving away today. It's a tunnel card, and it's shiny. And if you want to get in on the giveaway before I hit the drum roll, which they are begging for, type into the chat, !join. I love this one. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. If I did either green or pink, it could have been for Wizard of Oz. Coulda. Love it. Okay, I'm gonna hit the button in just a second. I do not see where Suzette has entered the drawing. Does she not want the card? I mean, really? Suzette? I am so bad. I am picking on you guys so much. Button. Go. It's Moxie Fam. Join. So she just hit join. Oh, she did I join. It's !join. So I think she hit the 1 instead of the instead of ! I'm going to give you another second to do it again because it was wrong. Because otherwise you're not going to have a chance to win it. Okay, now we're at 33. I think that it might be the record. You guys are going to have to keep up with it for me. Is 30? Make sure that you remember the number 33. 33. Okay, so here we go. Drum roll. And who's going to win this sparkly card? They'll say what? 33? Norma won. So there is the claim form in the chat for you, and it's also in the description. By the way, since we started off the day looking at Simon Hurley and Simon Hurley products, right now the supply list shows Simon Hurley stuff, but I will be adding this onto the supply list for you guys, so you can see what I made this with from Scrappy Tales. I hope Sabrina likes this, but yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of glitter. So pretty. Okay, guys, I'm going to end. I will see you guys on Wednesday the 3rd. I probably will see you next Tuesday because I want to do, these are things that I've got planned in my head, but have not got anything in place yet. So what I want to do is on Tuesday, yeah, probably on Tuesday do the next drawing, spinning the wheels for this week's winners of the master giveaways, and do the stream showcase. And that's probably it, assuming that I'm able to get it planned for that. It may not be until Wednesday. I'm going to try to do it. What is the name of this card? I would say that it's going to be, say that it is the glitter tunnel card. That would be a good way for me to know that it's this one when I'm mailing things out. And thank you for asking, Norma. I mean, sometimes I get people say that it was the card that you did on such and such a date. And it's like, okay. I do still wind up most of the time going back and just double checking and looking and say, okay, I've got the thumbnail up. What did I make that day? Because I don't remember what I made on any specific day. I have to look at the videos. I use those as reference all the time. Thank you so much. Christine says, have a safe trip and get some rest. That is the goal. I hit the giveaway form again instead of giveaway over. Okay. Just looking. Gee, okay. We need to do that. Give me a second to skip that. Is she live on Twitch too, or just on YouTube? Let me refresh that. Yeah, is she live on both? I don't see that she's live on that one. Let me set up to redirect over on the YouTube side, because we definitely want to do that. She's going to be playing with some of the new Simon Hurley stuff. She is on Twitch too. Okay, I will find it, but we're going to first redirect on YouTube side, and then the rest of you guys stick around. I need to set this part up first. Customization, redirect to Elizabeth, bonus live. Okay, so that is set up so that when we end the stream, we will be going over there. First, I do also want to give you guys the roll credits. We always have to roll the credits. So thank you so much to my supporters, all of you guys, for all of the support you give me every single day. I really, really, really appreciate you guys and everybody who is chatty in the chat. You guys make it so much fun, and I can't wait to get back and see you, but I do need a little bit of rest first. So anyway, thank you for being part of my Crafty family. I'm going to go ahead and end now, and we will be redirecting to Elizabeth Costa-Rogers. Thank you for letting me know she was live. We're going to go ahead and do that, because we were actually longer than I expected. And I will also make sure that we, on the Twitch side, go over to her Twitch channel. So I'm going to recommend you guys have both of the tabs open, one with audio, one with not, so that way you're able to support her on both platforms, and it will give her so much help when it is coming to growing both of those sides. So let me go ahead and end this one, and I will see you guys next week. Yeah, bye guys.